Sir, good morning. Sir, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, very good morning, Professor. How are you?
Fine,
Namaste.
fine. Very fine, very fine.
ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாமா?
ஆமா, ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம்.
சரி.
ஏற்பாடு ஆரம்பிச்சிடலாம்.
ஹலோ.
ஹலோ, சார்.
Okay.
We are eagerly awaiting to listen to your exhilarating talk.
அப்படியா சார்? பாப்போம். When is Priya coming?
11:45, sir.
11:45. அதுக்குள்ள முடிக்கணுமே.
One hour பத்தாது அவருக்கு.
ஆமாமா. இதான் பிரச்சனை. அதான் கஷ்டம். பார்ட்டிசிபென்ட்ஸ் கம்மியா தான் இருக்காங்கல்ல? நோ.
யூடியூப்ல ஸ்ட்ரீம் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
அப்படியா? ஓஹோ.
இதுல
You will have more there.
Around 350 participants, sir.
அப்படியா? ஓஹோ. வெரி குட்.
இதுல
Okay.
A very warm and pleasant morning to one and all who have joined today's webinar through Google Meet and YouTube live stream.
Okay.
I am K. Porkudi, Assistant Professor of Biochemistry Department. Wholeheartedly welcome you all on behalf of Sri Sankara Arts and Science College for the National Webinar on NAAC-Revised Accreditation Framework, Pathway to Excellence in Higher Education Institutions, organized by IQAC team. Let us inaugurate the glorious occasion with prayers seeking the blessings of Almighty. Prayer is an all-efficient panoply, a treasure undiminished, a mine which is never exhausted. I call upon Ms. Niteshri and Padmini, students of Biochemistry Department, for prayer song.
Gajamuga Gajamuga Gananatha, Gajamuga Gajamuga Gananatha, Karuthinil உறைந்திடும் என் குருநாதா, Gajamuga Gajamuga Gananatha, வேலனின் சோதரனே வினைகளை தீர்ப்பவனே, வேலனின் சோதரனே வினைகளை தீர்ப்பவனே, வேண்டிடும் வரங்களை அளித்திடும் நாயகனே, வேண்டிடும் வரங்களை அளித்திடும் நாயகனே கஜமுக கஜமுக கணநாதா பஞ்சபூதங்களின் பக்குவம் நீயே அன்றோ பஞ்சபூதங்களின் பக்குவம் நீயே அன்றோ பன்னிசைக்கும் எங்கள் முதற் பொருள் நீயே அன்றோ பன்னிசைக்கும் எங்கள் முதற் பொருள் நீயே அன்றோ ஐந்து கரத்தவனே ஐயங்களை தீர்ப்பவனே ஐந்து கரத்தவனே ஐயங்களை தீர்ப்பவனே ஞான பழத்தை பெற்ற ஈசனின் பாலகனே ஞான பழத்தை பெற்ற ஈசனின் பாலகனே கஜமுக கஜமுக கணநாதா ஓம் சர்வே பவந்து சுகினः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः
Thank you, girls. Quality assessment and quality assurance is key to success of any educational institution. By self-reflection and continuous monitoring, we can enhance quality and excellence in teacher education. NAAC-Revised Accreditation Framework is a document availed by NAAC for the objective assessment of higher education institutions. So, to keep insight into the nitty-gritty of accreditation process and to have awareness about the new guidelines of the revised teacher education manual, we are privileged to organize this webinar. And also we have key resource persons of NAAC committee to guide us. Today, I'm just reminding of the quotings of Alfred Tennyson in his poem Ulysses. Come, my friends, it is not just too late to seek a newer world. Yes, to begin with, I humbly request Dr. N. Rangarajan, Head Department of Biochemistry and IQAC Coordinator, to deliver welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Om Gurubhyo Namaha. Very good morning to one and all present here, and thank you for joining us today for this national webinar on NAAC Revised Accreditation Framework, Pathway to Excellence in Higher Education Institutions. We are proud to announce that this webinar is being conducted with the cooperation of the eminent speakers. It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming the distinguished speaker, Dr. Priya Narayanan, Assistant Advisor, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, Bengaluru. She is a prodigious advisor for guiding the institutions in the NAAC accreditation process. Her talk will definitely be a guide to know the do's and don'ts of the NAAC accreditation. It is my greatest delight and privilege to welcome the renowned speaker, Dr. M.G. Sethuraman, Professor, Department of Chemistry, the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Tindikal. He is an expert in helping the institutions for the process of NAAC accreditation. His talk will be a motivating one for the institutions which are in the process of NAAC accreditation and re-accreditation. It gives me greatest pleasure in welcoming the prominent speaker, Dr. S. Jyoti, Professor, Department of Computer Science, Shri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati. I hope her talk will be an excellent prospect to the participants to get acquainted with the latest ICT products and solutions. I extend my warm and heartfelt welcome to our principal, Dr. K.R. Venkateshan. He is a motivating force for conducting this webinar and is willing to share the benefit of this webinar to several colleges will be fulfilled today. It is a greatest pleasure indeed for me to welcome all the participants from various institutions. The main outcome of this webinar is to come up with a framework for NAAC accreditation system. We hope the webinar would help the participants to expand the horizon and help the institutions to adopt the best of the available facilities for NAAC accreditation. I request all the participants to make use of this webinar for upgrading the institutions towards the higher level of NAAC accreditation system. I welcome you all once again to the webinar and hope that you all will have a great time ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It bestows me an immense pleasure in welcoming our tireless and dynamic principal, Dr. K.R. Venkatesan, sir, for delivering a presidential address.
A very good morning to one and all present here in this national webinar on NAAC Revised Accreditation Framework, Pathway to Excellence in Higher Education. And Professor Dr. Rangarajan has assigned me the task of presidential address. I am not the fittest person to deliver, I think, the presidential address before the doyens of NAAC accreditation process, particularly Dr. Seduraman, who has been the guiding force of not only of several colleges, particularly of our college, and he is our guru if national accreditation process is concerned. Even University of Madras was echoing his name in the syndicate meeting which we conducted day before yesterday. They also started a NAAC accreditation framework, preparing the self-study report, and we are also in the process of going for re-accreditation. And this quality actually is a sustaining principle, should be a sustaining principle in all the educational institutions, not only the educational institutions but also in each and every human being. This quality should be a sustaining principle. It is not a materialistic principle, but it is an intangible principle which should be in the heart and soul of each and every individual. So then only the quality should be a principle which should be present in the staff members, should be present in the management first, should be present in the staff members, but and also in the students, and also in all the stakeholders of the community for which this institution, any institution, is doing its service. So what Avaya says, Aram say Virumbu, quality can also be equated with Aram. So each one should each one should strive to do this, to practice this quality principle in each and every individual's life. So if an educational institution is concerned, this educational institution, any educational institution should have its aims and objectives. Each and every education institution should just frame its objectives. And first, the management of the educational institution should know the aims and objectives for which the university or a college was instituted, and then it should be passed on to the staff members and also to the students pertaining to the uniqueness of the geographical location. For example, an educational institution should be would be located in a hill area, and also maybe located in an urban area, and also in a rural area. So like this, in which place the educational institution is doing its service, what type of community this university or a college is serving, and what type of economical background is there in the locality, and all these factors contribute to the quality of the educational institution. And as far as our college is concerned, this is located in a rural area which is called as Enathur in Kanchipuram. It is serving the community in and around the Kanchipuram. Nearly 6,000 students are studying in our college. All of them, most of them are first generation learners. And as I have already told, as it is located in a rural area, most of the rural area students and the management and also the faculty members, they suffer from some of the drawbacks of the locality. For example, this implementation of ICT tools in higher education, as talking about, we also have a problem of equipping the students and equipping the lab, and also in getting the things done in the implementation of ICT tools, because even when we conduct the examinations, we find a lot of problems in connectivity of the students who are located in remote places. So this geographical location also is a force which is determining the quality of the educational institution. So there are many factors which are just influencing the quality, and Mr. Dr. Sethuraman would be highlighting us and enlightening us about the nuances of SSR preparation. Dr. Priya Narayanan, also the NAAC advisor, assistant advisor of NAAC Bangalore, she is also going to join, and representatives of many colleges in Tamil Nadu have joined in this webinar. I hope this webinar, and even I wanted to have a topic pertaining to the colleges situated in rural areas. So I wanted to concentrate and on the problems and challenges faced by the rural areas in quality sustenance and quality maintenance and quality excellence. And I hope in our next webinar, we would particularly concentrate on the problems faced by rural area colleges. I request Dr. Sethuraman to guide us further to all the rural areas. Even now, many rural area colleges have joined in this webinar, and this would be an introduction for the preparation of the institutions towards national accreditation and assessment processes. And in our next webinar, in our next phase, we shall take up the rural area colleges, and so that it will be a very good boon for all the rural area colleges to enter into the process and to strive for excellence. So now I don't want to take away much of the time of Dr. Sethuraman, who will be enlightening us more about the nuances of SSR preparation. Sir, I thank you wholeheartedly for joining us. I pray His Holiness for showering choicest blessings to you and also to all the participants and the experts. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your influential message and words of wisdom. Dear participants, the plenary session is about to begin. I request you to put forth your queries in the live chat box. It will be addressed at the end of each session. The feedback link will be provided at the end of the session. Now, I request Mrs. K. Kavita, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to introduce the resource person, Dr. M.G. Sethuraman, Professor, Department of Chemistry, the Gandhigram Rural Institute, Dindukkal, who will deliver his lecture on the title Nuances of SSR Preparation. Over to you, Kavita ma'am.
A warm good morning to all of you. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. M.G. Sethuraman, Professor of Chemistry, Gandhigram Rural Institute. He has 30 years of teaching and 34 years of research experience and has published around 130 research articles. He has guided so many PhD students and has mobilized rupees 5 crore 2.5 crores 25 lakhs projects through the research projects. And he was an associate director of an Indo-US 21st Century Knowledge Initiative project of UGC. He is the recipient of Mascot National Award 2019. He is the recipient of Institutional Social Responsibility Award of GRI from Honorable Vice President of India in recognition of the outstanding contribution made as a director IQAC. He has served as a resource person in more than 40 NAAC-sponsored national conferences and workshops. He is the most suitable person to talk about SSR preparation. A warm welcome to you, sir.
Very good morning, all of you. I'm indeed honored by the invitation extended by Sankara College, Kanchipuram. And when a call comes from Kanchipuram, I cannot say no. I should not say also no. So I set aside all my other programs and pray my pranams to His Holiness, the Acharya, and the principal of the college, who really leads the college in an admirable way. Running an institution, especially during the COVID time, is such a big challenge. And I'm told that Professor Venkatesan sir has really handled the situation so well that the admission is ensured, faculty services are continued, and students' education is uninterrupted, and seminars and symposia are also conducted for dissemination of the knowledge. Friends, NAAC is a necessary evil. Let me again say, NAAC is a necessary evil. But for NAAC, many institutions would not have gone even for whitewashing. So it is necessary that we have such an agency like NAAC. Of course, when a Sattambullai comes from outside and tells you to do something, we are scared. If things go well routinely, then there is no problem at all. Unfortunately, we are not able to take every other small aspects into consideration because of the pressure that we have. We had, the sayings, education for life, education through life, and education throughout life. Education has become a stressful thing also now. UGC has said that, there are 3 mandates for higher education: knowledge dissemination, knowledge updation, and knowledge creation. Of course, knowledge dissemination is what we are doing day in and day out. So we seem to be disseminating knowledge to hundreds and thousands of students, either through offline or through online. Till March 2020, people were resisting for the online education. Whenever you go to colleges and ask them whether you are taking online education, what is actually the software using, teachers used to give us a tough look. What is this online and all that? Now, overnight, the teachers have responded to the call. Now the problem is like teachers, some of them do not want to take the offline class at all. They want to be safe from home, taking the online classes. The students are also very happy. Between a teacher and Android phone, whom do you prefer? If you ask, the student says it's Android phone. He doesn't want to prefer a teacher. And we don't really know whether it is Santosh who is attending or his grandmother who is logging in. So after time, we spend our time only asking, Suresh, are you there online? Kritika, are you there online? Like that, every second minute we try to ensure whether the person is really physically present. And sometimes we cannot ask them to switch on their video also. Because whether they'll be because anytime anywhere learning is actually taking place, so we don't really know what kind of situation they are in. So let me go to my presentation. Please just be there for a minute. I'll throw to the entire PowerPoint so that I don't waste my time. And I'm very happy that Dr. Priya Narayanan has come with me, and 1 minute. And she is going to be addressing this gathering on the do's and don'ts of NAAC. And I don't think anybody else is more suitable than Dr. Priya Narayanan. She has really assimilated things. And Professor Venkatesan has made the right choice in inviting her for this particular work. So, and from Hars's mouth, you are going to listen. And I'm quite happy that uh, she has been called for this. So nuances of uh, NAAC preparation is my topic. Please remember one thing, that we have been hearing about the uh, word quality very often, and we need to get ourselves I mean, aware of the details of the quality. So there should be quality awareness. It is not enough if you have awareness on the quality. We should try to take steps on quality. And again, friends, it is not enough if you attain quality. You have to take steps to sustain quality. And it is again not enough if you sustain quality. You have to see that the quality is enhanced. Of course, we know that Aishwarya Rai is declared as the Miss World or Miss Universe. I don't know. But after the declaration of Aishwarya Rai, she can come. The whole world has accepted as the most beautiful woman in the world. She is not satisfied. She takes from then on, takes another half an hour more to dress herself up. What does it mean? She wants to sustain quality, enhance quality. So it is not enough if an institution is declared A grade. You'll have to move up to A plus and A plus plus and all that. If such of those institutions which are already in A plus plus should retain that grade for long. So quality sustenance and quality enhancement are very essential things. So quality assurance activity as a whole should take place in any educational institution. What is needed for that? We need to have commitment. See, we should really work like a bull. There should be fire in the belly. So teamwork and team building should be there. Unfortunately, in any academic department, if there are 4 people, there are 5 groups. So team building is not there, and principals are really put to a lot of hardship. So they try to only do a kind of patching work and make the people assemble and do the task. So it is the man management is becoming such a difficult task for the principals. So team building and teamwork is essential. Planning the quality assurance activities, again, need of the hour. We'll have to arrive at an institutional quality model. Of course, quality is a casualty of late in this country. Okay, the discipline of continuous improvement should be there. Willingness to adopt changes should be there. March towards excellence through strategic planning should be there. And we should be able to meet global challenges. Of course, the government of India has taken the right step in the implementation of national education policy, wherein we will probably be empowering the students with all that kind of skills which are required for projecting our students as the best citizens, to groom them as best citizens, to groom them as global citizens. Now, if you look at, let me go into the, I mean, main topic. Friends, we all know there are 5, basic frameworks for NAAC. One is any institution should contribute for national development. We all start academic programs. How well are these programs connected to the national goals? We have Startup India, Make in India, Digital India. Then we have Atmanirbhan and all that. So number of ventures are there, which government of India is thinking and planning and then executing. How well are we aligning ourselves to these kind of development programs of the state and the country? That is one thing. That is the first framework. Second one is the fostering global competencies among students. We are not preparing our students for Hubli, but for Houston. We are not preparing our students for Khartoum, but for Canberra. So we need to foster global competencies among students. That is the second thing. Third, value system. We have to inculcate a value system among students. The kind of value systems that we have, we don't really have. We have only Karupar Kutams everywhere. So we need to have we need to inculcate value system among students. Then promoting the use of technology. What is the kind of technology use that we have? See, students are much better than the faculty members. We are not very much, very much used to the technology, but the present day students are very much used to the technology. There should be quests for excellence. There should be quests for excellence. So these are the broader framework of our NAAC. Now, please remember, ladies and gentlemen, quality assurance does not happen by accident. It has to be planned. Quality is not a single thing. It's an aura. It's an atmosphere, an overpowering feeling that the institution is doing everything with excellence. There should be continuous improvement. Each day we should think of quality. We should never allow quality to be a casualty. Ladies and gentlemen, two things are needed. One is ensuring compliance. Whatever MHRD says, whatever Ministry of Education says, you have to say yes. Whatever the central government says, you have to say yes. Whatever the state government says, you have to say yes. Whatever the university says, you have to say yes. Whatever the higher education council says, you have to say yes. Whatever collegiate education director says, you have to say yes. You have to ensure compliance. Andavan solra, Arunachalam seira. That's all. We have to ensure compliance. Then we have to ensure regular improvement also. We need to see that improvement is there. Last time we had 25 PhDs. This time it should be 30. Last time we had 150 articles. This should be 200 articles this time. Last time we had 32 seminars. This should be 45 at least. So there should be continuous improvement in every academic aspect. Now, what is the quality assessment model? Students should be good. Curriculum should be good. Faculty should be good. Facility should be excellent. Processes should be good. Then institutional support mechanism should be good. Only then you will have the required objectives, required outcomes. If now everything is based on outcomes, outcome has to be emphasized upon. But unfortunately, we are not very much bothered about outcomes. If we have an outcome-based approach, either it is in the curriculum or in other processes, then there will not be absolutely problem at all. So what is the revised accreditation all about? Earlier, we had a team coming to the institutions. They used to have all biryanis and other things and give award marks. So it was only qualitative peer judgment. Now it is all data-based quantitative evaluation. If you take 20 PhDs, you will have 4 marks. If you have 25 PhDs, you will have 5 marks. It is all based on the data that we have. Earlier, we had 300 plus questions. Now it is all simplified. About 96 questions only for affiliated colleges. The introduction of a pre-qualifier with a peer team. Out of this 70% quantitative aspects, if you got 30%, only then you will have the peer team visiting. Otherwise, they will not visit. 70% is system generated. There is no man involved. It is only quantitative aspects. Computer G, switch on, press. They will give the marks. So 30% is only for peer judgment. So these are the 7 criteria. First criteria is the curricular aspects. Second criteria is teaching, learning, and evaluation. Third is research, innovation, and extension. Earlier we had consultancy. Now it is changed to innovation. Fourth is infrastructure and learning resources. Fifth is student support and progression. Sixth is governance, leadership, and management. Seventh is institutional values and best practices. நிறைய காலேஜில் பார்த்தா ப்ராக்டிஸே இல்லை, அப்புறம் தானே பெஸ்ட் ப்ராக்டிஸு. ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் தீஸ் ஆர் தி 7 aspects through which the NAAC assesses. Ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the distribution-wise metrics. You have 7 criteria, 32 or 34 key aspects. Then we have qualitative metrics, quantitative metrics, etc. What are the notable differences? Earlier we have letter of intent. Now IAQA. Of course, even in the colleges you have UG, PG, such a demarcation. Probably Dr. Priya Narayan will tell more about that when she tells you. Now 7 criteria are there. The nomenclature of 3rd and 7th are changed. 32 aspects are there. Now it is all changed. Okay, 100, 300 questions were there. 96 only are there. Okay, now for affiliated colleges, SSR submission, hard copy was insisted. There is no hard copy now. No, no data validation was taking place. Now there is a third-party evaluation which is taking place. Benchmarking was not applied earlier. Now it is all benchmarking. Manual selection of peer was there. They say that it is a system, enabled selection on-site visit. It is not on-site, it is on-site. Then peer team report was presented earlier. Now it is now restricted to only QLM. Now there is a penalty. There was no penalty class earlier. Now there is a penalty. The same college cannot give different data to various agencies like NIRF, then R&D Survey of Higher Education. All that you should give the same data, which means you should tell the same lie everywhere. The same principle is signing for all different reports. Big data analytics is there. So you cannot fool people. So naturally, you have to be very, very careful. So see that meticulous care is taken to see that the same data is given to everybody else. Now, how is actually the curricular aspects? Curriculum design, you have 50 marks. Not this. There is some small mix-up somewhere. Anyway, for autonomous colleges, not changed much. So curricular design and development is 50 marks. Then curricular planning and implementation is there. Then academic flexibility, 40 marks. Curriculum enrichment, feedback system, all that contributes for curricular aspects. 150 marks for the first criterion, whereas 100 marks for the affiliated colleges. So 150 marks for autonomous colleges. The second criteria is teaching, learning, and evaluation, 300 marks. If you lose this 300 marks, it will be a costly lapse. So student enrollment profile, 20 marks. Catering to student diversity, 30 marks. Teaching, learning practices, 50 marks. Teacher profile and quality, 60 marks. Evaluation process and reforms, 40 marks. Student performance and learning outcomes, 50 marks. Student satisfaction survey, 50 marks. Earlier, we used to train students and make them present before the NAAC team. Now an email is sent. Some 21 questions are asked. Students have to write answers. To almost all final year students, randomly it is actually sent. So students should be able to answer queries. So their, questionnaire. Only then you will get marks. Please remember that you have to train up the students much before. The kind of questions they ask, that's all given in the NAAC website. So you can go to the NAAC website and get to know about all these things. That is 300 marks for the teaching, learning, evaluation. Then promotion of research, 20 marks for the autonomous colleges. Research mobilization, 10 marks. Innovation ecosystem, 20 marks. Publications and awards, 20 marks. Consultancy, 10 marks. Extension activities, 50 marks. Collaboration, 20 marks. So 150 marks for autonomous colleges, 120 for affiliated colleges. And again, physical facilities, 30 marks. Infrastructure, library, 20 marks. IT infrastructure, 30 marks. Campus maintenance, 20 marks. 100 marks for the infrastructure and learning resources. Student support and progression, 100 marks again. What is the kind of student mechanism that you have? Support mechanism. Whether the students are given scholarship, government scholarship or private scholarship, all the details are asked, 30 marks for that. Student progression, how many of your students are getting job, how many of them are go for higher studies, all that 30 marks. What is the kind of participation, cultural and social activities, and sports activities, that is 30 marks. Are they winning prizes at the national level, international level? All that is 30 marks. And alumni engagement, how well are your alumni supporting your college? What is the amount of grant they are giving to the college? What is the facilities they have created? All that is 10 marks. So 100 marks for student support and progression. And governance, leadership and management, 100 marks again. What is the vision and mission of the institution? What is the strategic plan that they have developed? What are the empowerment strategies? Are they actually sending the people for refresher course, orientation program, etc.? How well are they managing the institution financially? Are they able to mobilize the resources? And then do you have a functional IQAC? Is it a performing IQAC? All that is 30 marks. So 100 marks for governance. Due to lack of time, I'm just going a little faster. Then we have institutional values and best practices. Again, 100 marks. Best practices, 30 marks. Institutional values and social responsibilities. Probably you have to have eco-friendly practices. You have to celebrate national festivals. All that they are asking. And then institutional distinctiveness. Your institution is there for more than 20, 25 years. What is that? It has contributed distinctively. That is 20 marks. So like that, they ask for, they ask for details and award marks. So 100 marks for that, totally 1000 marks. Let me tell you, there are new parameters introduced. One is teacher profile. They are asking how many teachers are with PhD. Now, very difficult for self-financing institutions to have PhD hands in many disciplines, but still NAAC is insisting on that. So better that we recruit people with PhD. So teacher profile is what is important. Then student satisfaction survey. Again, if you finish SSR submission at 10 o'clock, 10:01, you will have the triple S survey starting. So you'll have to be very, very careful. Please train the students well in advance. You should collect the email ID of the students. You have to have innovation ecosystems. What is the kind? Do you is your institution a member in the Indian Institute? Innovative Council, Innovation Council. Do you have any startups inside? Do you have any entrepreneur development cell inside? Do you have an industry academia interaction? All that is actually coming under 3. Fourth is alumni engagement. As I told you, what is the amount they are giving? Are they giving about 25 lakhs to the institution? If they give about 25 lakhs, you will get full marks. So alumni engagement is how much they are financially supporting the institution. What are the kind of facilities they have extended to the institution? That is alumni engagement. Institutional values and social responsibilities is again thing. People are asking about what is are they having gender programs? Are they having these national festivals? Then what do we have? The eco-friendly practices. So all that is actually coming under this institutional values and social responsibilities. Then distinctiveness of the institution. Institution is there for about 20-25 years. What is that this institution has contributed to the national neighborhood? What is that they have contributed to the local community? How well they have tied up their programs to the needs of the nation, need of the surroundings and all that. So that is distinctiveness. Then we need to have outcome-based education. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not very much about the outcome, very much bothered about the outcome, but we should have outcomes designed. It is not enough if you have objectives designed. You should also see that you have program outcome, program specific outcome, course outcomes and all that. We say that learning is taking place. Many times only teaching is taking place, not learning. A trainer of a dog, he went and told the master of the dog that he has trained the dog to whistle. He has trained the dog to whistle. The owner of the dog was very happy. He gave 10,000 rupees and he gave the dog for training. This man, he trained the dog and brought the dog back. The owner asked the dog to whistle. The dog only could bark. He was very much upset. He called the trainer and said, you said you trained my dog to whistle, but the dog only barks. What is this? He asked. The man said, sir, I taught your dog how to whistle. It did not learn at all, he said. I taught your dog to whistle. It did not learn at all. நான் வந்து சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன் நல்லா தான். ஆனால் அந்த நாய்க்கு வந்து விசிலடிக்க தெரியல, கத்துக்கல அது. நான் சொல்லி கொடுத்தேன். This is what he said. So what I'm trying to say is there is no outcome at all in many of our activities. But people are now focusing on outcomes. Government of India is only asking for outcomes. LOCF is what is actually being prescribed, learning outcome framework. So how do they do it? They do it actually by prescribing PO, PSO, CO. So you'll have to map your CO with PSO and all that. So we'll have to implement the outcome-based education. Then we'll have to have students from other states and countries. Of course, that is now removed. Then examination manual you need to have. Then publication per faculty. Earlier we had publications. Now they are asking for publication per faculty. They are asking for projects per faculty. They are asking what are the promotional steps the institution is taking for enhancement. Projects from non-governmental sources, startups, revenue from the corporate trainings, e-governance. All this is actually needed. So what are the various steps of accreditation? First, there should be an application from the higher educational institution. That is the first step. Then we have to give IIQA submission. Sir, please do not hesitate. You complete the SSR preparation, then start submitting IIQA. Because once the details are given in IIQA, you cannot change it. Institutional information for quality assurance, once it is given, that is final. You cannot change the data, whether it is number of students or number of classrooms, number of teachers or number of research guides, all that are basic data. So before submitting your IIQA, please finalize your SSR, then submit your IIQA. Then go for student satisfaction survey. Then there will be a DVV exercise. After that, peer team visit will be there. Then assessment outcome will be made known to you. Within about a week's time, you will get everything. So these are the various stages of accreditation. Now, again, let me tell you, you get your SSR ready at the time of filing your IIQA itself. IIQA acceptance will be taking about 10 or 15 days. So SSR submission after IIQA acceptance is only 45 days. Within seconds of SMSR submission, the student satisfaction survey will start. NAAC will start immediately giving email to the students to collect information about their satisfaction. At least 10% of your students should respond. The current batch students should respond. DVV by NAAC partners start within 30 days. Reply to the TVV queries have to be keyed in. You cannot say that I'll give orally reply. You have to give everything into our portal. It is all online submission of SSR. Verify every document before uploading. I was told one of the colleges, the awards won, they have given the Aadhaar card also. So such things do happen. So see that you verify every document before uploading the document. The scrutiny of DVV will be very, very thorough. So please see that it is actually what? DVV scrutiny is done thoroughly. You have to be very careful. So doubly check or triply check before you upload any document. Only relevant documents will be accepted by NAAC. Unrelated documents will not be accepted. Check twice or thrice before uploading the data. IIQA data cannot be changed after submission. So whether it is number of students, number of teachers, or number of research guides, classrooms, etc., you cannot change that once you are uploading once you have uploaded the IIQA. For example, student strength, about 10-12 metrics it comes. So you should be very, very careful. So you have to have the same place, because it will be denominator for 2.2.3, 4.3.2, 1.3.3, like that. For 12 metrics, you will have the same denominator. And you would have given one data for you would have given one data for the NIRF. You would have given another data for ASHE. Now you cannot give altogether a different data for NAAC. All should be correlated. Please see that you give the same value everywhere. There should not be more than 10% difference. Okay. Points to be borne in mind. Number of full-time teachers. Again, 90% of the time they should be here. So please see that 11 metrics are actually based on full-time teachers. So you should be very, very careful. So decide on the number of full-time teachers who are available in the campus. Total expenditure excluding salary in the last 5 years. There will be 3 metrics which are actually affected. So you should be very, very careful with these. Then what are the documents you should really know? If it is an autonomous college, see, you should keep the Board of Studies constitution, the proceedings of the Board of Studies, the minutes of the meeting, pre-revised syllabus, revised syllabus. Only then you can calculate the percentage of revision which they are asking. Learning outcomes to be specified. OBE components have to be made available. You should know what are the major electives, what are the non-major electives, what are the modular courses offered, what are the skill-based courses offered. You have to meticulously have the details for the courses offered and the enrollment in each of these courses for every branch that you are offering. Collect feedback about academics. not about the provision of water cooler, toilet facilities, etc. Academic feedback, student enrichment lectures, academic schedule, timetable for students, work allotment for staff, all that probably they may require at a later date for one in the context of one or other. So try to have all these data compiled for every department of your college. Then teaching, learning, evaluation, collect the details about the students admitted, how many people have admitted and how many people have applied, where is the admission register, student profile analysis, how many of them are rural, urban, how many of them male, female, how many of them first generation graduates, how many of them single girl child, all that report you may require, if not for NAAC, something else. So get the profile of the students analyzed. Even bank has got know your customer program. Should we not have details about our own students? Only then we can get to know their aspirations and arrange for their steps for we can take steps for the addressing the aspirations of the students. List of slow learners, list of advanced learners, course materials given to the students, the PowerPoints, multimedia presentations, and other e-materials, faculty biodata. Okay, for many there is only bio, there is no data at all. So collect all, faculty biodata, awards, honors received by the faculty, student attendance should be there, faculty attendance should be there, internal assessment mark register you have, ESC statements from the controller of examinations, result analysis report, examination timetable copies, field visit, internship, industrial visit details, along with the students list, student assignments and seminars. So have these things. If you want to take a screenshot of this. Then research and consultancy. Take the collect materials on trust areas of research. List of scholars who are there on the roll. The attendance of the scholars. The project proposal submitted. Project proposal completed. Progress report of the scholars. PhD awarded list. PhD thesis of the scholars. Papers published. Reprints of the papers. Books authored. Books edited list. Chapters in books. Consultancy undertaken by the college. Extension activities with photographs and reports. MOU signed with activities. Conferences organized. Conferences attended and papers presented. Proceedings of the conference. Participants list in the conferences organized. So these are all criteria 3. Criteria 4 is infrastructure and learning resources. What are the physical facilities available? How much physical facilities are created during this assessment period? Department library, furniture and other stock register, equipment purchase order, annual maintenance contract, equipment's logbook, department library issue register, e-resources available. If it is a general library, what are the footfalls for every day? What is the purchase? What is the quantum of books purchased during this assessment period? You have to have. Student support, mentor-mentee reports, student progression details should be there. Placement details should be there. Placement appointment order also you try to get. If the students are going for higher studies, get their ID card or admission letters. Student association activities, alumni meeting, all that should be there. Governance, leadership and management, number of faculty development programs attended, webinars attended. Now every day faculty attends a webinar. A faculty was showing me about 300 webinars she has attended in about 100 days. Per day, 3 webinars. It has become web boring now. All that people do is they log in and then go for the Google form. So this is what is happening. So FDP attended. Orientation refresher courses organized. Department faculty meeting minutes. Department committee meeting if you have. The corporate social responsibility, how many of your people are serving as dean, HOD, controller, etc. Funds mobilized, training programs organized. So all that under the criteria 6. Then criteria 7 is innovative practices, best practices. So these are the 7 criteria. These are the documents. So before you start SSR, collect details about all these and then start SSR preparation. There is a standard operating procedure given. Due to sustained efforts of people like Dr. Priya Narayanan, NAAC has meticulously come out with the standard operating procedures. Probably madam will tell more about all this, but in the do's and don'ts. So they'll ask programs offered year-wise for the last 5 years. Brochure of the institution should be there. Many times, such of those programs which are discontinued are also there. They would have had the program in 2009, and that would not be coming under this assessment period. But still they will be writing. So please do not have the programs offered during the last 5 years. You have to mention along with the brochure of the institution. Number of students enrolled, you'll have to probably collect for the 5 years. Number of outgoing final year students, NAAC is asking for the list of final year students for specific programs identified by DVV partner. They will ask. Number of students appearing in the final examination, you'll have to provide authentic document from the controller's office. So for students appearing in the final examination year-wise, number of courses in all the programs year-wise during the last 5 years. If the same course is offered in, see, NAAC terminology, BCom is a program, accountancy is a course, chemistry is a program, organic chemistry is a course, BSc botany is a program, taxonomy is a course. So please remember, the number of subjects is called courses. So number of courses in all programs year-wise you have to meticulously collect. So that is actually, you have to, if the same programs, for example, part 1 Tamil, it is offered for all UG programs, it should be counted as 1. It should not be counted as 8 programs, because 8 major subjects are there. Don't do that. So if the same course is offered English, only 1 English per semester, so it should be counted as 1, not BCom English, then BSc Chemistry English, BSc Physics English, BSc Botany English, BSc Microbiology English. You may offer to 5 or 6 branches. That is different, but course is only 1. And number of full-time teachers year-wise. A full-time teacher is one who is employed for at least 90% of the normal or statutory number of works over a completed academic year. Okay. So this is for self-financing colleges, mostly all are full-time teachers only. Very guest faculty, even guest faculty will be only full-time teachers. Number of sanctioned post, appointment letter of the selected faculty will be asked. So you should be very, very careful. Number of seats earmarked for reserved category. See, it will depend on state to state. Our state is following 69% reservation. Others may have 50% of reservation. So you have to show the document regarding the reservation percentage, either GO or the letter from the university. Total number of classrooms and seminars, you have to have geo-tagged photographs taken. Okay, so please start taking photographs. Whenever you are taking photographs, go for geo-tagged photographs. Number of computers in the campus. So exclude the number of computers for administrative purpose. You'll have to have the proof for the purchase of computers. For example, stock register or invoice or both. So you have to have that. Then total expenditure, excluding salary, audited income, expenditure statement should be there. So without income expenditure statement, this total expenditure figure will not be considered at all. You have to be very, very careful. Then what are the points to be kept in mind? One is multiple count of the same program to be avoided in percentage of program with syllabus revision. See, for example, you would have, revised the program in 2017. Then 2018, you would have again revised. So it is not counted as same program if it is revised. It is not counted as 2 programs. So multiple count of the same program is to be avoided in the percentage of program with syllabus revision. Then courses on employability, it should be given with details on transferable and life skills. You'll have to justify. You cannot say Sangha Ilakyam is employability course. Of course, for the teacher of Tamil teacher post, Sangha Ilakyam is very important. But NAAC is asking, how exactly are you having any transferable skill? Are you teaching any life skill? So these core courses sometimes may not be an employability course. It may not be an entrepreneurship course. It may not be a skill development course. So you have to be very, very careful. Under new courses, do not include project viva, practicals, add-on courses. So these are not new courses at all. So you have to be very, very careful. Percentage of programs, you have to include CBCS, all programs, MPhil, PhD, everything. Though they are not coming under autonomy, you have to include all these programs. Percentage of students doing internships and projects. Only the current year data has to be given. So collect data regarding the percentage of students doing internship or projects. Student feedback. So only feedback about the syllabus is considered. Website link for the action taken is to be given. So you have to be very, very careful getting the feedback. Then 2.11. Students from other states. I think now they have not taken that. Demand ratio to include. Seat filled against reservation. GO is to be provided. Student teacher ratio. You have to check it with the NIR of data. Differently able students, you can even opt out. Okay. Sometimes the number of differently able students will be too less. Okay. So you can even opt out if you want. Teachers using ICT. Now with pandemic, COVID-19, every teacher should you should know to use ICT. So self-attested list of teachers using ICT. At least one PowerPoint per teacher to be uploaded in the website. Are you able to follow me? Kekrada Rangarajan? Is there any problem?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
கேக்குறது நீங்க பாட்டுக்கு பேசிட்டு இருங்க, நாங்க வேற வேலை பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோன்றீங்க. சரி, நெக்ஸ்ட் mentor mentee ratio. So list to be assigned by the principal. Copy of the circular should be given. Provision in the timetable also should be there for the mentor mentee interaction. So Friday last hour, Thursday second hour, like that. At least weekly 1 hour you have to mention. So please see that you have these documents before filling up this 2.3.3. Then full-time teachers. Generally, library and physical education teachers are not counted. Year-wise data has to be given. It should match with what you have given under ASHE and NIRF. So see that 2.4.1 is complete in all respects. Now teachers, full-time teachers, position sanction letters should be there. Appointment orders should be collected. Teachers with PhD, their PhD certificates are to be given. Okay, so some will resist for all this, especially from aided colleges. If you ask these details, they will resist. If it is self-financing college, they will give. So aided teachers will resist, but still they are asking for all these details. Teachers with national awards, e-copy of the letter, attested copy of this. Don't say that I have got award from Tiruvannamalai, some global citizen award. Some agencies are giving Bharat Ratna award also for 100 rupees. So don't include such awards. So teachers with national awards means government agencies. Okay. So suppose some teacher has got Sagitya Academy award. Some has got TANSA award, best teacher award by the university or by some standard organization. Include that. Don't include trivial awards. Okay, other state teachers, now they have not asked. Examination report, COE should give the examination annual report. Result analysis should be there. The examination manual should be there. Then change in marks after evaluation. A certificate from controller of examination needed. Pass percentage, it should include MPhil and PhD. Okay, so grants received, e-copies of the grant letters. So under third, they are asking, what are the grants received? Under this, what are the projects that you have got? Whether you have got a DST project or SERB project or ICSSR project, you have to give the e-copy of the grant letter. That is what is given in 3.1.1. Research guideship, e-copy of the recognition letter given by the university to be given. So without that, it will not be accepted. So get for the research guides, you'll have to come with the e-copy of the recognition letter. Facilities, whatever facilities are there, 3.1.4, you'll have to take the geotagged photo of the facilities. So take geotagged photos. For example, your classroom facilities, everything you have to take geotagged facilities. Then seminars and IPR, get the brochure ready. If the brochure is already there, you preserve it and you have to attach it. Award for innovation, research grant should not be included there. So any award, best paper award, innovation hackathon award, if students have got it under 3.3.3, you have to give that. So see that you are not giving the research grants. You would have applied for a major project, you would have applied for a minor project. You cannot give that as an award for innovation. Best paper award, best innovator award, such things only can be given under this. Under 3.4.2, they are asking what is the incentive you are giving for the award winning teachers. You have to give a policy document for that. You have to give the e-copy of the award. You have to give the proof of the incentive that is given. So all that is to be given. There are universities and colleges which are giving 5,000 per award. Suppose if somebody has got an award, okay, national award, they are given 10,000 rupees. Even for promoting research, seed money is given. As a promotional strategy, some universities and colleges are giving. Suppose if you are publishing a paper in a journal which is above 5, they are giving 10,000 as a incentive. So such things are good practices which are being practiced. So let us start collecting proof for such activities also. PhDs award. Again, only awarded PhDs are to be listed here. Do not include registration, do not include submission. Then research papers, you have to give the web link of the UGC website. Okay. Again, UGC CARE listed journal papers only they are asking. Earlier we used to have publications. Publish or perish was the slogan of yesterday. Now publish, flourish and cherish is the slogan today. So they are asking for Scopus index publication. They are asking for what? The Web of Science in indexed publication, UGC CARE listed publication. Sir, UGC CARE list is dynamic in nature. Every year they are changing. Suppose if you have published a article in 2017 in UGC CARE listed journal, and subsequently it is removed in June 2018, you can still find the deleted list of journals and you can include. So don't have to worry. சார் 16ல இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க, சப்சிக்வெண்ட்லி 19ல அந்த ஜேர்னலுடைய நேமே எடுத்திருப்பாங்க. பட் இருந்தாலுமே அந்த வருஷத்துல இருந்தா கூட பரவாயில்ல, இட் வில் பி இன்க்ளூடட். ஸோ see that the web link to UGC website is actually there. Okay, it is there. It is not difficult. So look for quality publications. See that your publications are only in UGC listed journals. See that it is actually published in SCA index journals. Scopus and Web of Science index journals are much better. Of course, Indian Citation Index is also there. Extension awards. Sir, awards to the institution only is considered, not to the individual. That is not is actually considered here. Percentage of awards in extension. NCC not to be, NSS not to be counted here. So we'll have to give only for subject related extension activities. Okay. Then linkages they are asking. Sir, linkages அப்படின்னு சொன்னா MOU இருக்கலாம், MOU இல்லாம இருக்கலாம். It can be with MOU or without MOU. Sir, you may ask me what is the difference between consultancy and outreach programs. Outreach is when you go to the people, it is outreach. When they come to you, it is consultancy. When you go to the people, reaching to them, it is outreach activity. You don't have to have a MOU at all. Okay, so it can be for, you don't have to charge them also when you go for extension or outreach program, but you have to charge them when they come for your help, when they seek your help, when they come to you for some help for consultancy, you have to charge them. See, when I say that linkage can be non-formal without MOU. You would have published a paper, you would have jointly organized a program, you would have actually conducted a conference. All that cycle jatas, awareness programs, either jointly, okay, you would have jointly authored a paper, you have jointly applied for a project, all that is coming under linkage. Okay, there are MOUs also. When you talk about MOU, NAAC is very specific. They are asking whether the MOU is actually a functional one. So that means the start date of the MOU should be there. Duration should be there. The scope should be mentioned. It cannot be in a white paper. It has to be in a proper document. So you should be very careful when you list the MOU. The qualifier activities to be indicated. You cannot have general all activities under the sun. Sun can be listed here. It has to be towards this purpose. This MOU signed. It is valid for this many years. So this is what these are the activities that are undertaken under this MOU. You have to very carefully mention. And then ICT facility. Again, you have to be very careful. LCD stock register should be there. Geotagged photo of the classroom should be there with the LCD. So all that should be asked, will be asked in the 4.1.3. Under budget allocation, when they ask for details, you should be able to present a balance sheet. You will be able to give able to give a consolidated audited statement, excluding salary. A chartered account should sign. A principal also should sign. Please remember one thing: no document without the signature of the principal will be accepted. So you have to be very, very careful. Then under 4.2.4, they are asking for expenditure on books. Purchase order copies have to be there. Your balance sheet also should reflect the expenditure on books every year. So all that will be there in 4.2.4. 4.2.6, how many people are using library? What are the footfalls? Register entries will be checked. Logbook has to be scanned and sent to them on the day they are asking, September 14th. Okay, they'll ask what is the number of footfalls, how many students have entered, how many faculty have entered. So should see that library is visited by people. Okay, so 4.3.3, they are asking for the bandwidth of the internet facility, the latest bill, which is self-attested, the plan, the speed to be given as a bill, all that is asked. Physical facilities. See again, what are the facilities created during this particular 5 years? How many classrooms are given? What is the area that is added? How many buildings are built? The specific balance sheet and the not generic balance sheet to be attached here. Scholarship, attested copy of the scholarship order should be there. Then 5.1.4, how many students have succeeded in competitive exams? Self-attested list of faculty and the students passed, that has to be mentioned here. Then 5.5, vocational program, they ask for the attested copy of the brochure. Placement, the placement list has to be endorsed by the principal or by the head of the institution. Student progression, they are asking for the ID card and the admission letter. Then award in sports and culturals, like blood donation will not be accepted, NCC will not be counted. So e-copy of the certificate for cultural activity or sports activity to be attached. Number of sports and cultural activities, you have to get a report. You'll have to attach the circular, you'll have to attach the photograph, you'll have to attach the brochure and all that. Sir, நம்ம ப்ராப்ளத்தில் என்னன்னு கேட்டா, we will conduct so many activities, but there will not be any proof at all. There will not be any proof at all. Documentation will not be there at all. But see that documentation is done. Even if you sneeze in a classroom, take a video of the sneezing, which is very, very important. So number of alumni meetings, departmental alumni meetings are not considered. Alumni meetings means alumni should be registered. Alumni contribution, audited statement should be kept. Then financial support to attend the conferences. Suppose under 3.6.3.2, if you are giving, what is the copy of the policy? What is the e-copy of the letter? What is the expenditure statement? All that you need. Then FDP is organized. For every program, you have to give the report. The brochure, if you have sent out, that has to be given. So keep everything, the FDPs, for the program reports, brochure copies, the attendance list, etc. Then orientation program or refresher programs, it is to be more than 9 days. FDP means professional development can be for 2 days. So if you are planning for FDPs, do not confine to one, you make it 2 only, then it will be counted for NAAC. Then grants received, annual accounts statement you have to have. e-copy of the letter. IQAC initiative, website link should be given. Gender equity programs, you have to give the detailed program report, you have to give the brochure also. Power requirement. So what is the EB bill for 2 months that they require? So what is the savings? You have to give before and after. Green initiative, budget extract of the audited statement if available. Then for differently abled facilities, geotagged photographs should be there. Locational advantages and disadvantages. You please don't list NSS and NCC initiatives. So other than that, do you have any activity listed as locational advantage? Because of starting of this particular program, this particular region has become this. Because of the starting of this particular activity, this has happened. So if you can correlate that, there is nothing like that. Local community engagement. Whenever you do that, see that a report is there, a brochure is there. You should have the code handbook. So the conduct of code conduct, okay, that has to be there. Code of conduct has to be prepared for the principal, vice principal, for the faculty, for the students, for the administrative staff, everything. Get it approved by the management. Put it in the website also. That is under 7.1.2. So please remember one thing. NAAC portal supports only 5 MB data. If the higher education institution data exceeds 5 MB, you have to provide link. For all the documents which you are giving in the regional language, please attest it. The translational English version is to be given. For large data template to be filled up, and during DVV, sample selective documents will be called for. See, please remember, if you are giving too much data, selectively they ask, you give it to data pertaining to second BCom for this particular year. So they will verify like this. These are all the screenshots you will have for the QLF. So these are all things which you will get. The curricular aspects, data template. This is the kind of report that you will have. What is your strength? What is your weakness? This is how the whole thing will be. Sir, what is the need of the hour? I'm supposed to leave the floor by 11:45. Okay, so I have very little time. One is implement outcome-based education. See that you are having a relevant curriculum which is matching with the national goals. Relevant curriculum. Third is updated curriculum, whether it is there. See that. See that there is any flexibility. So see that there is uniqueness in the courses. Then cross-cutting issues, whether they are included, whether there is focus on employability and skill development, whether the focus is on the value-based courses, value addition courses. Again, for value addition courses, 30 hours beyond the working hours should be there. A certificate should mention that it is VAC. Stakeholder satisfaction should be there. We should have adherence to academic calendar. We don't prepare an academic calendar at all because our calendar has only last date for the payment of fees, with fine, without fine, such details only. So, but they are asking for academic calendar. When is your internal test starting? When is it getting over? What are the activities of the department? All that they want to plan ahead. Unfortunately, we are not able to. Then novel teaching methodologies, you should be able to say. Transparent, foolproof examination system should be there. Quality research should be there. Sustained funding should be there. Increased awareness on IPR should be there. Effective linkage with society should be there. World-class infrastructure should be there. Incentive for students for enrollment should be there. There should be good governance. Strategic plan should be there. Administrative and periodic, it is not period, it is periodic administrative and academic audit. Nurturing of good practices should be there. You should distinctively do things. Green practices should be there. So all these are the need of the hours. Only then you will have A++, A+, like that. So if the institutions do well, you will have all these things. So let me wind up at 11:45 so that I can leave the floor to the next. So I thank Sankara College for giving me an opportunity to, speak to all of you. I'm indeed extremely happy about this. So thank you all for listening to me. I hope I have made it I'm sorry, there's some problem here.
Made it comprehensive.
Yeah, very good. But I went like Shadapti. No other go. No, this is a problem because anything else that you want to say? Any doubt you are asking? Sir?
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. Doubt இருக்கமா ஏதாவது இது போட்டுருக்காங்களா? Chat box I'm not able to see.
Sir, we have received a lot of positive comments in the YouTube live stream, sir. So I request all the participants to post their queries in the live stream.
Okay. Any query? Anything you want to ask, one or two? சும்மா கேளுங்க.
We are waiting for that, sir.
You're waiting for that. Anything? ஒண்ணுமே புரியலனாலும் கேள்வி வராது, எல்லாம் புரிஞ்சாலும் வராது. இல்ல நான் கேட்கட்டுமா கேள்வி? We'll have a quiz on NAAC. சார் எல்லாமே NAAC-ஓட வெப்சைட்ல இருக்கு. NAAC has done such a wonderful thing over the years. They have perfected. So அதனால everything is available in the NAAC website itself. So you can get to know everything. So once again, I thank all of you for listening to me so patiently. And I thank Sankara College for giving me an opportunity. It is always a pleasure to help the college. And I think I deem it as a duty to extend my service wherever possible, however, small it may be. So to see that the institution gets benefited, I'm sure that they will go for accreditation at the earliest and get the highest A++ grade because of the showering of blessings from Mahapariva and Pariva. So I look for this is actually a privilege. It's a honor to me to deliver lecture in this platform, to get myself associated with this institution. I deem it as a privilege. So I thank you all for your presence and patience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We seek your continued guidance.
Very much, sir.
Very much,
It will be there.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for making us aware of all criteria, marks allotted for each criteria by peer committee, importance of outcome-based education, faculty achievements, publications, geotagged photographs of classrooms, and as a total, all the requirements for SSR preparation.
Thank you.
Thank you once again, sir, for sparing us time despite your busy schedule.
Thank you so much.
We are now moving on to the second session today. Now I would like to invite Dr. Hema Narayanan, Assistant Professor, Department of Business Administration, to introduce the resource person, Dr. Priya Narayanan, Assistant Advisor, NAAC, Bangalore, and she'll be presenting her lecture on the title, NAAC Accreditation, Do's and Don'ts. Over to Hema, ma'am.
Happy morning, everyone. I find immense pleasure in introducing our guest speaker for the next plenary session, Dr. Priya Narayanan, a very energetic and dynamic person. Our eminent guest graduated in geography with a gold medal from Nirmala College for Women, Bharatiyar University, Coimbatore in the year 2000. She did her post-graduation in MSc Spatial Information Technology in Madras University. She earned her doctorate in geography in September 2008 from the University of Bangalore. She contributed as a guest faculty in the Department of Geography, Bharathidasan University between 2002 and 2003, where she handled classes for PG students of geography and made an indelible mark by initiating geoinformatics in the department. She worked as an assistant professor in the Department of Geography, School of Earth Sciences, Central University of Karnataka. She has a flair for geography and has her own innovative ways of teaching geography to students. She has won various awards for her research endeavors. To name a few, Professor N.P. Iyer Young Geographer Award for the year 2005, given by National Association of Geographers, New Delhi, Chanakya Kautilya State Excellence Award 2006 for her outstanding excellence in education, Young Scientist Award for the year 2006-2007 from National Environmental Science Academy, New Delhi, and Young Scientist Award for the year 2013 by Union of Geographic Information Technologists, Bangalore. She has completed 2 UGC-sponsored research projects on assessing and modeling the growth of Gulbarga city for sustainable development using geoinformatics. She undertook a major research project funded by HUDCO on modeling the infrastructure crunch of Gulbarga city, holistic approach to plan a sustainable city using geospatial technology. She gained international recognition for her scholarship in geoinformatics and was successfully awarded the Commonwealth Academic Fellowship in Geoinformatics during 2014 by the Commonwealth Association of Universities, London. As a prolific writer, she has written a lot of technical papers on geoinformatics. She is the Assistant Advisor to National Assessment and Accreditation Council, a torchbearer of quality assurance among higher education institutions since August 2017. She has delivered many sessions in NAAC awareness programs on the revised accreditation framework for various universities and colleges. We are happy to have in our midst Madam Priya Narayanan to deliberate on the do's and don'ts in NAAC accreditation process. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hema Narayanan, and it's indeed a pleasure to be there with you all. It was, in fact, a long, plan to visit your institution even before COVID, and because of pandemic, we had to cancel that, and we are now meeting through the virtual mode. In fact, Seduraman sir present பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் வேற யாருக்கும் எதுவும் மிஞ்சாது. எனக்குன்னு ஏதாவது விட்டு வச்சிருந்தாருன்னா அதை வச்சு நான் ஏதாவது present பண்றேன். Seduraman sir, don't take it otherwise. I hope you are able to hear to me and you are able to see my screen also.
Yes, madam.
Thank you. So, inniki we will be talking about the do's and don'ts of NAAC accreditation. So, you all must be aware that NAAC has got certain core values and frameworks within which we kind of try to improve the quality of higher education of India. We have a value framework that contributes to the national development by intuiting the institution towards adopting quality in higher education. We look forward for global competencies, and we try to adapt such strategies in the evaluation framework so that we'll be on par with the quality of the global competencies and the global market's expectations as far as employment is concerned. We also see that how far an institution plays very students, because we know that certain aspects can be the institution plays a part in that. And you also see that how much the institution promotes use of technology, because we know very well that if there is no technology, there's no employment as such. So how much of imparting of technology happens here, because you and me today, even in this pandemic situation, or even in amidst such distance that is there between us, we are able to see each other because of technology. So this 1 year has been actually a very good example of how much we have advanced in technology, and how much you have been very difficult in adjusting to these technologies. Shows the gap that how much we have left ahead in the higher education. Always insist on the use of technology and how much you've been using technology in imparting or in the transactions of the curriculum. Have a quest for excellence. அதாவது நம்ம குச்சி எடுத்துட்டு நீ இது பண்றியா அது பண்றியா நம்ம கேட்டுட்டே தெரிய முடியாது. So institution should have a quest for excellence. நான் நன்னா இருக்கணும்ங்கற. So how institution actually thinks and constantly looks into excelling in different aspects that an institution is attempting to. And the quest for excellence, ava eppadi ella strategize panni ava achieve pandrangarada we try to monitor. So you can ask me that what could be the benefits of accreditation as such. Oru SWAC na strength, weakness, opportunities and challenges. So institutions, they gather all their faculty together, the data together, they keep it on their table and they try to see what is their strength, what is their weakness, what are their opportunities and what are their challenges. So strength எப்பவுமே ஈஸியா கிடைச்சிடும் உங்களுக்கு. அதாவது பாலை காய்ச்சரிச்சு ஆடை எப்படி மேல வருமோ அது மாதிரி உங்க ஆர்கனைசேஷனை பத்தி பேசிட்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு ஸ்ட்ரென்த் தான் வெளியில வரும். வீக்னஸ் அதுவும் கூட வந்துடலாம். But opportunities and challenges la dhaan nariya idu varum. So you will not be able to classify what is an opportunity and what is a challenge. Apdi irukkarche you have an opportunity to debate and discuss about what can be an opportunity and what can be a challenge. So aprom planning, actually ungalde resources ipo nariya criteria 4 la Sethuraman sir sonnar illaya adu madri criteria 4 la nariya finance related aspects la nam kekkarche you will know that where you have put your resources onto எந்த மாதிரியான ரிசோர்சஸ்ல நீங்க என்ன இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணணும், என்ன மாதிரியான ரிசோர்சஸ்ல நீங்க நிறைய இன்வெஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க ஆல்ரெடி. ஸோ ஹவு இட் இஸ் கிவிங் பேக்ங்கிறத பாக்கறச்சே that will help you in planning. There is kind of a self introspection that you will be doing within yourself, within your institution. எப்பயுமே நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு செமஸ்டர்னு ஆரம்பிச்சதுன்னா it will all start with the timetable thrusted on each one of us and some portions that we need to cover, examination, announcement of results, திருப்பி அடுத்த portion ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். இப்படியே ஓடின்னு இருக்கிற டயத்துல we never even will have an opportunity to look into another department of your own institution to see that what they have been doing. இல்லையா? ஆனா NAAC வரச்சே NAAC does a institutional accreditation. அதாவது உங்க எல்லா டேட்டாவும் put together as an institution when you are representing, you will know which departments actually are performing well and which departments actually are performing otherwise in a different areas as such. So ஒவ்வொரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் உடைய ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வீக்னஸ் கூட நீங்க உங்களால பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் நீங்க பண்ண முடியும். அப்படிங்கறச்சே arts department or other departments would be better in terms of outreach activities or community involvement la vanna irkalam. So அப்படினு இருக்கறச்சே when put all these pieces together it represents an institution as a whole. You know very well that there is a very good collegiality that it develops, that you cooperate within yourself and you make a companionship so that you travel through that quality process of what you're able to offer to the institution as such from a department or as an individual faculty as such. We also think or we also initiate and innovate different kinds of modern methods and pedagogy. Sometimes adu forcefully seirama illa nama intuitive seirama, that's different, but we normally do that. And when we come across this and present it to NAAC, so institution as a whole gets a very good highlight and other departments also try to adapt those practices. So on the vagela there is a kind of a limelight that falls on you. Benefits of accreditation as such, funding agencies, நிறைய funding schemes la NAAC உடைய grade வச்சு தான் funding agencies they classify you or they make you eligible for such programs. For example, பராமர்ஷா இருக்கட்டும் or for institutional potential for eminence இருக்கட்டும். So அந்த மாதிரியான programs எல்லாம் இப்போ போறதுக்கு முன்னாடி NAAC உடைய consistent score in NAAC becomes very very important. And I don't know how many of you are aware, student loan nationalized bank கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி கூட உங்க காலேஜ் NAAC accredited ஆன்னு பார்க்கறாங்க. So that way even the benefits that what a student has to get, அதுக்கு கூட NAAC உடைய grading is very very important. And hello
madam, slide move
ஆலையா?
first slide la
okay. You're able to see now?
Yes.
Okay.
SWOT. You can see SWOT.
Okay. So this is what we spoke about, and add the slide. Okay. So in terms of inter-institutional interactions, like Paramarsh Patela, it is an inter-institutional interactions, a mentee-mentor program wherein several mentee institutions are incubated under mentor institutions are incubated under mentee. அப்படி பார்க்கறச்ச இந்த மாதிரி ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸுக்கும் கூட NAAC accreditation plays a very, very important role. And இப்போ இந்த NAAC accreditationனால நீங்க கொடுக்கக்கூடிய டேட்டா அண்ட் ஒரு பியர் டீம் ரெவ்யூனால the comments that you get gives a right direction for the institution's growth. ஏன்னா உங்களோட weakness, the greatest challenge for an institution is you identifying your weakness. When you're able to identify that, then always you can work to overcome it. And not only that, in terms of placements or recognitions or even students உங்களுடைய institution பார்க்கறச்சே கூட இந்த accreditation gives you an identity. ஈவன் பெரிய பெரிய கம்பெனிஸ்லாம் வந்து பிளேஸ்மெண்ட்ஸுக்கு அவளுடைய 44,000 இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ல உங்களோட இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனை லிஸ்ட் அவுட் பண்ணணும்னா தே கோ ஃபார் திஸ் டேட்டா விச் இஸ் பப்ளிக்லி அவைலபிள் டு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ். இதுவும் NIRF டேட்டாவும் தே ஹவ் பீன் லார்ஜ்லி டிபெண்டன்ட் ஆன் to whether to decide that the quality of your institution, that decides again the quality of your students as well. So in the mari irukkarche, if I have to tell you about the process of assessment and accreditation, of course metrics patti sir nariyave detail ah sollirundar Sethuraman sir. First aspect enna ella institutionum NAAC ude portal la register pananum. 2017 க்கு முன்னாடி எங்களோட methodology வேற விதமா இருந்தது, in the sense that you used to submit a hard copy of an SSR and peer team visit used to happen, and directly they used to assess and accredit you through a look and feel of your institution. But ippo appadi kadiyadu. So we have a portal through which institutions, whoever would like to connect with NAAC, will register themselves. The registration ku paisa illa edhum illa, it is free, and so institutions, all institutions whoever are eligible registered higher education institutions can register themselves in NAAC portal. அது ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் the first process of assessment and accreditation starts with you submitting a institutional information for quality assessment, what is called as IIQA. இது வந்து it contains of a minimal current details. அதாவது நீங்க IIQA சப்மிட் பண்ற அன்னைக்கு உங்களுடைய டீடைல்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கோ அதெல்லாம் இதுக்கு கொடுக்கணும். நீங்க இதுக்கும் SSRக்கும் சம்பந்தப்படுத்தாதீங்க. SSR contains of the உங்களுடைய அசஸ்மெண்ட் பீரியட், அதாவது 5 வருஷம் உங்க அசஸ்மெண்ட் பீரியட்னா அந்த 5 வருஷத்துடைய டேட்டா தான் நீங்க SSRல கொடுப்பீங்க. ஆனா IIQA பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் இன்னைக்கு இப்போ என்ன உங்களுடைய டீடைல்ஸ் இருக்கோ அந்த IIQA as on date when you are submitting those details you are supposed to give. நீங்க IIQA டீடைல்ஸ் அதுல என்னென்ன மாதிரி டீடைல்ஸ் இருக்கும், லைக் அஃபிலியேஷன் லெட்டர் இருக்கலாம், நீங்க என்னென்ன ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் அன்னைக்கு தேதிக்கு ஆஃபர் பண்றதுல இருக்கலாம், அன்னைக்கு தேதிக்கு உங்ககிட்ட என்ரோல் பண்ணிருக்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கலாம், ஆர் ஃபேக்கல்டி இருக்கலாம், ஆர் SRA ரெகனைஸ்டு ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ், லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் AICTI ரெகனைஸ் பண்ணக்கூடிய ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் ஏதாவது இருந்ததுன்னா அந்த AICTI அந்த வருஷத்துக்கு உண்டான AICTI உடைய ரெகக்னிஷன் லெட்டர் வேணும். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஏஷி இஸ் அ வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். ஏன்னா நீங்க வந்து ஆல் இந்தியா சர்வே ஃபார் ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன்ல உங்க இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ரெஜிஸ்டர் ஆயிருக்கணும், அண்ட் யூ ஷுட் பி ஹேவிங் ஆல்ஃபா நியூமரிக்கல் நம்பர். ஏன்னா அந்த நம்பரை வச்சு தான் நம்ம என்டையர் ப்ராசஸ் ஆஃப் அசஸ்மெண்ட் அக்ரிடேஷன் வில் ஹேப்பன். அந்த ஆல்ஃபா நியூமரிக் நம்பரை வந்து யூ ஹேவ் டு கிவ் இட் டு அஸ், அண்ட் யூ ஹேவ் டு கிவ் தி சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் ஆல்சோ. All the other certificates whatever you are going to provide, அதுல உங்க இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல் நேம் வந்து எக்தம் சேமா இருக்கணும். ஏதாவது டிஃபரன்சஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா it leads to disparity. So இதெல்லாம் கொடுத்துட்டு then IIQA fee pay பண்ணி நீங்க you will be submitting your IIQA to us. This IIQA becomes the first step towards assessment and accreditation. So இப்போ நீங்க இது பண்றச்ச என்ன ஆகும்னா, be an officer here, we verify your data and latest இது affiliation letter இது எல்லா ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸும் லிஸ்ட் அவுட் பண்ணிருக்கேன், ஆல் த டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் அப்ராப்ரியேட், உங்களுடைய ஒர்க்கிங் வெப்சைட் வேணும். அதாவது வெப்சைட் வந்து ஷுட் பி ஃபங்க்ஷனல் அண்ட் ஷுட் பி ஹேவிங் மினிமல் டீடைல்ஸ். உங்க வெப்சைட்ல உங்க ப்ரோக்ராம் டீடைல்ஸோ இல்லை உங்க ஃபேக்கல்டி டீடைல்ஸோ இதெல்லாம் பக்காவா இருக்கணும். இதெல்லாம் இருக்கா, உங்க வெப்சைட்டோடைய அந்த நேம் ஆஃப் தி இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனும் நீங்க கொடுத்துருக்க மற்ற எல்லாமே கரெக்டா மேட்ச் ஆகுதான்னு பார்த்துட்டு எல்லாம் மேட்ச் ஆச்சுன்னா we used to accept your IIQA. Now accepting of IIQA means that we confirm that you are eligible and you can be assessed. You can be assessedங்கிறது நாங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு லெவல்ல நாங்க இது பண்றோம். இதுக்கு 25,000 plus GST நீங்க ஃபீஸ் பே பண்ணுவேன். இது பண்ணினதுக்கு அப்புறம், அதாவது the moment you get into the IIQA or your IIQA being accepted, அங்க இருந்து your countdown starts for your assessment and accreditation. Once the IAQA is accepted, all the communications come only through portal, only through emails. Phone communication, so letter communication, so will be as minimal. In fact, everything is automated and everything comes by automatic emails very clearly. So suppose உங்க SSR வந்து அக்செப்ட் ஆயிடுதுன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டட் இமெயில் வரும் உங்களுடைய ரெஜிஸ்டர்ட் இமெயில் அட்ரஸ்க்கு, இந்த மாதிரி உங்க SSR is accepted. நீங்க உடனே உங்க போர்ட்டல்லையும் once you start doing your IAQA, every once in a day, it is a very good practice to just log into your portal and check for any updates. So suppose ஏதாவது clarification இருந்ததுன்னா we ask for some clarification. Suppose உங்க IAQA வேற பேரு கொடுத்திருக்கீங்க, or you have given it in a short form and ஏசில லாங் ஃபார்ம்ல இருக்கு, ஏன் இந்த டிஸ்கிரிபன்சின்னு நாங்க கேட்போம். ஆர் உங்களுடைய அஃபிலியேஷன் லெட்டர் போன வருஷத்துக்கு தான் கொடுத்துருக்கேன், இந்த வருஷம் இன்னும் அஃபிலியேஷன் லெட்டர் யூனிவர்சிட்டில இருந்து வரல அப்படிங்கிறச்சே நாங்க கேட்போம் உங்களுக்கு. ஸோ யூ ஹேவ் டு ரீசன் அவுட் வைங்கிறதையும், அண்ட் வி ஆல்சோ டெல் யூ அ ரெமெடி, லைக் அப்படியா அப்படின்னா யூ ரைட் டு அன் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன், அந்த லெட்டரோட காப்பி கொடுங்க அப்படின்னு சொல்லி கேட்போம். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான டீடைல்ஸ், இந்த மாதிரியான கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன்ஸும் இருக்கிறதுனால எவ்ரி டே யூ ஆர் சப்போஸ் டு லாக் இன் டு த போர்ட்டல் அண்ட் செக். நான் என்னோட என்டையர் பிரசன்டேஷன்ல ஐம் ஒன்லி கோயிங் டு டாக் அபவுட் த நிட்டிகிரிட்டிஸ் அண்ட் த டூஸ் அண்ட் டோன்ட்ஸ். ஏன்னா இதனுடைய ஃபார்மாலிட்டிஸோ மெட்ரிக் உடைய கான்செப்ட்ஸோ இன் டீடைல் சேதுராமன் சார் கவர் பண்ணிட்டதுனால ஐ வில் டாக் அபவுட் ஒன்லி த ப்ராசஸ். அண்ட் அப்போ இந்த கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாம் நீங்க வந்து டைம்லி கரெக்டா நீங்க, ஏன்னா எவ்ரி கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் வில் ஆல்சோ கம் டு யூ வித் த டைம் பவுண்ட் ரிப்ளை. ஸோ ஒரு வாரத்துக்குள்ள 4 நாளைக்குள்ள, பிகாஸ் டிபெண்டிங் ஆன் தி கைண்ட் ஆஃப் இது சப்போஸ் டிஸ்கிரிபன்சி நேம் இருக்குன்னா நாங்கள் உங்களுக்கு ஒன்லி 2 days தான் கொடுக்கலாம், ஏன்னா we just want you to respond back. அதே மாதிரி சப்போஸ் அப்ளிகேஷன் லெட்டர் இல்லை அப்படின்னா 1 வாரமோ 10 நாளோ we'll be able to give you a time. ஸோ அதனால டைம் பவுண்ட் ரிப்ளை இஸ் வெரி வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இதெல்லாம் நீங்க கரெக்டா எல்லாத்தையும் கொடுத்துட்டு and your IAQA being accepted அப்படிங்கிற பட்சத்துல your self study report will start. You can ask me, நாங்க தான் எப்படி இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் அக்ரெடிடேஷனுக்கு வரப்போறோம், IAQA சப்மிட் பண்றோம், நாங்க வாட்டுக்கு சைட் பை சைடு செல்ஃப் ஸ்டடியை ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கலாமே. நீங்க ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணிக்கலாம், ஆனா போர்ட்டல்ல என்ட்ரி பண்ண முடியாது. போர்ட்டல்ல என்ட்ரி பண்றதுக்கு உங்களுக்கு IAQA அப்ரூவ் பண்ணினா மட்டும்தான் that gateway will open for you to fill the SSR. So once your IAQA being accepted, உங்களுடைய SSR நீங்க fill பண்றதுக்கு போர்ட்டல் ஓபன் பண்ணிடும். This will have exactly 30 to 45 days time இருக்கும் உங்க SSR fill பண்றதுக்கு. So 30 to 45 daysனா என்ன அர்த்தம் அப்படின்னா 30 daysல இருந்து you can submit. 45 daysக்கு மேல you cannot extend in the usual time. இல்ல கோவிட் டயத்துல we have been giving extensions. ஆனா இந்த எக்ஸ்டென்ஷன் எத்தனை நாளைக்கு நீடிக்குங்கிறது நம்ம சொல்ல முடியாது, because now everything is returning back to normalcy. Once the government says that everything is normal னு டிக்ளேர் பண்ணிட்டானா in the 45 days we'll be strictly following. ஸோ அப்போ என்ன ஆகணும், சப்போஸ் ஏதாவது ஒரு காரணத்துக்கு என்னுடைய IAQA ரிஜெக்ட் ஆயிடுது, what should I do? If your IAQA gets rejected, இன்னும் 2 attempts you will be having. அதாவது ஒரே ஃபீஸ் கட்டி 3 தடவை நீங்க IAQA சப்மிட் பண்ண முடியும் ரிஜெக்ட் ஆன பட்சத்துல. ஸோ இந்த 3ஆவது தடவை சப்மிட் பண்றதும் 1 yearக்குள்ள இருக்கணும். சப்போஸ் 1 year தாண்டி எடுத்து ஆர் 3 attempt மேல போயிடுதுன்னா IAQA ஃப்ரெஷ் சப்மிட் பண்ணி ஆகணும், வித் செப்பரேட் ஃபீஸ் நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்ணி ஆகணும். ஆல்ரைட், now coming to செல்ஃப் ஸ்டடி ரிப்போர்ட். 45 நாளைக்குள்ள செல்ஃப் ஸ்டடி ரிப்போர்ட் கொடுக்கணுமா? இந்த செல்ஃப் ஸ்டடி ரிப்போர்ட்ல குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் அண்ட் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ்னு 2 பேராமீட்டர் இருக்கும். குவான்டிடேட்டிவ்ஸ் ஆர் நம்பர்ஸ், அவர் ஆல்ரெடி சொன்னார் இல்லையா, அந்த சப்போர்ட்டிங் டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ், இந்த டெம்ப்ளேட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தோடையும் அது வந்து மேட்ச் ஆகும் இந்த குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் டேட்டா. Now qualitative aspectsங்கிறது வந்து qualitative metrics are NAAC do understand that not all quality related parameters are quantitatively expressed. அப்படிங்கிற பட்சத்துல certain things require a look and feel. அப்போ these are those qualitative parameters where the institution will write on the particular parameter. So when they write it, the purity members will read it, and when they come and they verify in the institution whether such things are practiced, based on that the purity members will give the values. அதாவது உங்களுடைய குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் மெட்ரிக்ஸை வந்து டேட்டா வேலிடேஷன் அண்ட் வெரிஃபிகேஷன் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு டீம் வந்து உங்களுடைய டேட்டாவை வேலிடேட் பண்ணும், வெரிஃபை பண்ணும். உங்களுடைய குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ் மெட்ரிக்ஸை பியர் டீம் வந்து வெரிஃபை பண்ணுவா. ஸோ போத் புட் டுகெதர் யூ கெட் யுவர் CGPA. Now நீங்க உங்க செல்ஃப் ஸ்டடி ரிப்போர்ட்டை 45வது நாள் சக்சஸ்ஃபுல்லா சப்மிட் பண்றேன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம். ஒன்ஸ் யூ சப்மிட், தென் 30 நாளைக்குள்ள your process of DVV, your process of student satisfaction survey, will be parallelly happening. So அப்ப என்ன ஆகும், ஃபர்ஸ்ட் 10 நாள் ஒரு வாரத்துக்கு he will go through your data. The data validation and verification team will go through the data. They will see நீங்க என்ன நம்பர் சஜஸ்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க பாப்பா. அது கூட they see the templateம் உங்க நம்பரும் correlate ஆகாட்டினா, ஆர் நீங்க கொடுத்திருக்க டாக்குமெண்ட்டும் உங்க நம்பரும் மேட்ச் ஆகலன்னா, those metrics will be raised for clarification. So அந்த மாதிரியான metrics எல்லாம் put together, there will be a clarification that will be sought. So இது next clarification. அதாவது IAQAக்கான clarification வேற, இது SSRக்காக ஆக வேண்டிய clarification, that is data validation and verification teamல இருந்து வரக்கூடிய clarification. இதுல என்ன ஆகும்னா, there will be series of questions that he would have raised. இப்போ search சொன்னார் இல்லையா 5 MB data. See, the beauty is it's not 5 MB data for the entire data. ஒவ்வொரு மெட்ரிக்கும் 5 MB data is being provided. So ஒவ்வொரு மெட்ரிக்கும் if you have anything more than 5 MB data to be given, then you have to host your data in your institution's website and give the link கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு ஒரு ப்ரொவிஷன் கொடுத்துருக்கோம் SSRல. And just not in SSR, even in clarificationல கூட 5 MB data with link நீங்க கொடுக்கிறதுக்கு உண்டான ப்ரொவிஷன்ஸ் இருக்கு. So that way validation and verification will happen. In the side, within a week's time, student satisfaction survey will happen. This student satisfaction survey enna agum, neenga SSR submit pandracheye student satisfaction survey ku undana details kudungo naanga ketukrom. Details na enna, adhaadu ipo IIQA la neenga specify pannirpilla engalta evlo students ipodikku irukanta, and the students la at least 60% of the students uடைய details வந்து நீங்க கொடுக்கணும். Detailsனா என்னென்ன, student பேரு, unique ID, roll number, or whatever that number you give, student identification number, அதுக்கப்புறம் எந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்ல ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணியிருக்கான், இப்போ எந்த செமஸ்டர்ல இருக்கான், எந்த ப்ரோக்ராம்ல இருக்கான், அவனுடைய ஃபோன் நம்பர் என்ன, அண்ட் அவனுடைய இமெயில் அட்ரஸ் என்ன, இது கொடுக்கணும். நீங்க இது கொடுத்தேன்னா our system will randomly pick about 30% of your students. அதாவது உங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஸ்ட்ரென்த் நீங்க ஐஐக்யூல சொல்லியிருக்கேன் இல்லையா, அதனுடைய 30% என்ன நம்பர் வருதோ அந்த நம்பரை இந்த நீங்க கொடுக்குற ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ்ல இருந்து பிக்அப் பண்ணி they will send an invitation asking them to come and participate in the survey. இந்த சர்வே எங்க நடக்கும், NAAC போர்ட்டல்ல நடக்கும். அந்த லிங்க் அவ கிளிக் பண்ணானா டைரக்ட்லி அவ NAAC போர்ட்டல்ல வந்துருவான். ஸோ வந்த உடனே 20 கொஸ்டின்ஸ், மல்டிபிள் சாய்ஸ் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் இருக்கும். அந்த 20 கொஸ்டின் ஆல்ரெடி நாங்க SSRல கொடுத்துருக்கோம். அந்த 20 கொஸ்டின் ஆன்சர் பண்ண உடனே 21வது கொஸ்டின் உங்க இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுக்கு நீங்க ஏதாவது சஜஷன் கொடுக்க விரும்புறீங்களான்னு கேட்போம். They will give a suggestion, and அதை எல்லாத்தையும் அந்த சஜஷன் எல்லாத்தையும் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுக்குற சஜஷன் எல்லாத்தையும் கன்சாலிடேட் பண்ணி நாங்க பியர் டீம் மெம்பர் கிட்ட கொடுத்துருவோம். ஸோ தட் தே வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ஆஸ்க் எனி இது வேணும்னா அவ வந்து இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ட்ட கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் அந்த சஜஷன்ல அவ கேட்டுக்க முடியும். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான 2 விஷயம் நடக்கும், which is data validation and verification and student satisfaction survey. After completion of data validation and verification, your SSR will be updated with new values. The new values enna, it is the validated values of the values that has been claimed by the institution. இப்போ இந்த வேல்யூல அட்லீஸ்ட் NAAC உடைய எக்ஸ்பெக்டட் வேல்யூ எவ்வளோ இருக்கோ அதுக்கு அட்லீஸ்ட் 25% எடுத்தா தான் தட்ஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் அ பாஸ் மார்க். ஸோ யூ ஆர் ப்ரீ குவாலிஃபைடு. ஸோ அந்த QNMல 25% நீங்க எடுத்துட்டேன்னா you are eligible to go for peer team visit. Suppose and 25% நீங்க ஸ்கோர் பண்ணல, 25% விட கம்மியா ஸ்கோர் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா you will not even be reaching to a D grade. அதனால we call you as a not pre-qualified institution and we give you 6 months to 1 year time to improve yourself and then come back to assessment and accreditation as a fresh process. So, but if you are pre-qualified, then we allow you to take the peer team visit. Now, peer team visit and இதுக்கு பார்த்தேன்னா 60-40, almost 63% kind of 60-40 score இருக்கும். 60% of your assessment accreditation value gets confirmed with your DVV and quantitative metric data, whatever you have provided. And remaining 40%, around 40%, that is around 37% or something like that. In the 37% வந்து peer team ஓட look and feel-லையும் அவளோட interaction-லையும் they will be confirming those values. So இந்த வேல்யூஸும் QNM வேல்யூஸும் ரெண்டும் சேர்ந்தா your CGPA will be arrived at. If you understood the process of assessment accreditation chart as such, then we will get into the process of do's and don'ts. First do, நீங்க assessment accreditationக்கு வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி you have to ascertain that I am prepared for assessment accreditation as an institution. ஏதோ ஒரு கட்டாயத்துக்காகவோ இல்லை ஏதோ ஒரு இதுக்காகவோ வராம உங்களுடைய ப்ரிப்பேர்ட்னஸோட நீங்க அசஸ்மெண்ட் அக்ரிடேஷனுக்கு வரச்சே யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ஃபேஸ் தி அக்ரிடேஷன் மோர் successfully than when you come under pressure. Like for example, as we say, success is where preparation and opportunity meets. The opportunity for accreditation is always open as such. NAAC is concerned, நீங்க 365 daysல எப்போ வேணாலும் நீங்க வந்து you can apply for assessment accreditation. So opportunity is open, but preparedness matters for you to meet that success. So first to do enna, you have to ascertain yourself that as an institution I am ready for accreditation. Adu ungalde eligibility agatom illa ungalde data vatom 5-year data requirement agatom idu ellathukkum na ready ah iruken enter data ready ah irukku அப்படிங்கற பட்சத்துல தான் you should be then it would be a good practice that you would be able to face your accreditation properly. இதுல ரெண்டாவது ஆஸ்பெக்ட் என்னன்னா, sometime institutions are in crossroads. Like suppose இப்ப மே மாசம் நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்றேன்னு வச்சுக்கலாம், you're submitting for accreditation. So your question is always, which data should I have to, which 5 years should I have to take அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வரும். அதுல ஆஃபன் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் கெட் ஸ்டக் பிட்வீன் அதாவது இந்த வருஷ டேட்டா எடுத்துக்கலாமா இல்ல ப்ரீவியஸ் இயர் டேட்டா மாறுமா அப்படிங்கிறது. ப்ளீஸ் ஸ்டே இன்ஃபார்ம்ட். IIQA சப்மிட் பண்றச்ச 31st சப்போஸ் இந்த வருஷம் மே 31st நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்ணலன்னா உங்களுக்கு 1920 டேட்டா இருக்கும். அதாவது 1920 டேட்டானா 2019-20, 18-19, 17-18, 16-17, 15-16 டேட்டா இருக்கும். சப்போஸ் உங்க 15-16 டேட்டா நன்னா இல்ல, we have not performed for some reason, எங்களால சரியா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண முடியல, and it will be good suppose if we take into 2021 data அப்படின்னா நீங்க 1st of Juneல இருந்து நீங்க சப்மிட் பண்ணலாம். அடுத்த வருஷம் அதாவது 2021 கணக்காயிடும். ஸோ 2021 வந்துருச்சுன்னா ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்லி 15-16 டேட்டா நீங்க கொடுக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் கிடையாது. ஏன்னா 16-17ல இருந்து தான் உங்களுடைய அசஸ்மெண்ட் பீரியடே ஆரம்பிக்கும். ஸோ அப்படிங்கிறச்ச இதை டிசைட் பண்றது தான் நார்மலி இஸ் அ கிரக்ஸ் ஆஃப் தி இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் அக்ரிடேஷன். ஸோ அப்போ நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், உங்க 15-16 டேட்டாவையும் உங்க 19-20 டேட்டாவையும் வச்சு நீங்க உங்க 2021 டேட்டாவையும் வச்சு நீங்க கம்பேர் பண்ணணும், எதுல நீங்க நல்லா பெர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னு. அக்கார்டிங்லி யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு டேக் அ டிசிஷன். ஸோ இதுல என்னன்னா, அந்த டேட்டா ப்ரிப்பேர்ட் ஆகும், டேட்டா உங்க கையில இருந்தாலொழிய நீங்க இந்த டிசிஷனுக்கு வர்றதுக்கு முடியாது. ஏன்னா டேட்டா இல்லாம you will not be arbitrarily able to decide like how you are performing. One என்னன்னா, many institutions they fail to read the materials that NAAC has given. They come out later and they say that, oh, நாங்க இது பண்ணிட்டோம், இது பண்ணிருக்க கூடாது, we should have not done, we have claimed our values wrong in SSR, இப்போ மாத்த முடியுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்பா. You please understand, ignorance is no more a bliss. நீங்க NAAC அசஸ்மெண்ட் அக்ரிடேஷனுக்கு எந்த வேல்யூ நீங்க கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியோ இல்ல சப்மிட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடியோ you have to be very very informed. For example, institutions suppose UG and PG manual ரெண்டு இருக்கு. அதாவது ஒரு UG ப்ரோக்ராம் கொடுத்தா ஒரு PG ப்ரோக்ராம் கொடுத்தா கூட நீங்க PG மேனுவலுக்கு தான் வருவீங்க. உங்கள்ட்ட PG ப்ரோக்ராமே இல்லைங்கிற பட்சத்துல நீங்க UG மேனுவலுக்கு தான் வருவீங்க. So you should know very well that how your UG and PG mappings are. நீங்க சொல்ற டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் மேல தான் we will be selecting our peer teams. So நீங்க எந்தெந்த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் உங்களுடைய இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ல இருக்கு அப்படின்னு நீங்க சொல்றதோ அது மேலதான் we will be deciding our peer team members. நீங்க IIQAல என்ன ஸ்டூடெண்ட் வேல்யூ கொடுக்குறீங்களோ அது மேலதான் நாங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட் சாட்டிஸ்பாக்சன் சர்வே கண்டக்ட் பண்ணுவோம். SSR ஓட வேல்யூஸ் நீங்க கன்ஃபார்ம் பண்றீங்க இல்லையா, அந்த SSR ஓட வேல்யூஸை நீங்க எப்பயுமே மாத்த முடியாது. இந்த சென்ஸ் நீங்க அப்பீலுக்கு போனா கூட உங்களுடைய வேல்யூஸ் SSR ஓட வேல்யூஸ்க்கு மேல வர முடியாது. ஸோ அந்த வேல்யூஸ் நீங்க கமிட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி நீங்க மேனுவலை நல்லா படிச்சுக்கோங்க. லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள், ஃபுல் டைம் டீச்சர் அப்படின்னா என்ன? நிறைய பேர் சொல்லுவாங்க எங்கள்கிட்ட பெர்மனன்ட் டீச்சர்ஸ் ஜாஸ்தி இல்லை, அதனால நாங்க அக்ரிடேஷனுக்கு வந்து ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் ஆகுமா அப்படின்னு கேட்பாங்க. NAAC பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் பெர்மனன்ட் டீச்சர்ஸ் நாங்க கேட்கறது இல்லை. அதாவது தட்ஸ் நாட் the criteria for arriving on your any component of your CGPA. We say full time teacher னு சொல்றோம். அதாவது even contractual teachers If they are working in an institution for at least 2 semesters and they take the workload, at least 90% workload of a regular teacher, then he or she is called as a full-time teacher. And the full-time teacher நாங்க வந்து இதுல எடுத்துக்கிறோம். ஸோ மெட்ரிக் எல்லா மெட்ரிக்கும் நாங்கள் எடுத்துக்கிறோம். ஸோ நீங்கள் ப்ராசஸையும் ப்ரொசீஜர்ஸையும் மெட்ரிக்ஸையும் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஆப்ரேட்டிங் ப்ரொசீஜர்ஸையும் டெம்ப்ளேட்ல என்னென்ன டேட்டா கேட்குறோங்கிறதையும் இதெல்லா பேராமீட்டர்ஸையும் நீங்க நல்லா அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபில்அப் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சா இட் வில் பி மச் பெட்டர் ஃபார் யூ. ஏன்னா ignorance is no more a bliss. நீங்க ignorant-ஆ ஏதாவது ஒரு வேல்யூ கொடுத்துட்டேன் அதை அப்புறமா சேஞ்ச் பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னா கூட அதை கண்டிப்பா எங்களால சேஞ்ச் பண்ண முடியாது, பிகாஸ் the process is irreversible. அதனால வாட் ஐ அட்வைஸ் யூ இஸ் தட் ஏதாவது ஒரு ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு, ஏதாவது ஒரு டவுட் இருக்குன்னா அந்த டவுட்டை உங்ககிட்ட மட்டும் வச்சுக்காம 4 பேர்கிட்ட நீங்க கேட்டேன்னா 4 விதமான ஒப்பீனியன் வரும். அதனால அந்த 4 பேர்கிட்ட கேட்காம டைரக்டா NAAC கிட்ட கேளுங்க. NAAC கிட்ட கேட்கறதுக்கு we have provisioned something called as an IMS. IMS-னா இஷ்யூ மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் சிஸ்டம்னு. அதாவது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஸ்லைட்ல சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, போர்ட்டல்ல ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணணும்ட்டு. All those institutions whoever register in the portal have got access to this IMS called as raise and issue. அங்க ஒரு டேப் இருக்கும். அதுல உங்களுடைய டவுட், don't think whether it is silly or big. However small or big your doubt may be, you can always post it to us. அப்படி ஆச்சுன்னா எங்களுடைய ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் எல்லாருக்கிட்டையும் அந்த ஐஎம்எஸ் வந்து எங்களுக்கு லிஸ்ட் அவுட் ஆகும். ஐஎம்எஸ் லிஸ்ட் அவுட் ஆச்சுன்னா நாங்க, அதாவது ஆஃபீஸர்ஸ் வில் பி ரெஸ்பாண்டிங் பேக் டு யுவர் குவரி. அப்படி இருக்கிறச்சே கன்சர்ன்ட் ஆஃபீஸர் வில் பி ரெஸ்பாண்டிங் டு யுவர் குவரி. அதாவது அந்த செக்ஷனை யாரு ஹேண்டில் பண்றாலோ அவ வந்து அதுக்கு ரிப்ளை கொடுக்கறதுனால இட் வில் பி த மோஸ்ட் அத்தன்டிக் ரிப்ளை தட் யூ கேன் அப்ஹோல்ட் ஃபார். ஸோ யூஸ் ஐஎம்எஸ் லிபரலி. Another aspect what I wanted to tell you is that think before you commit, not only a sin but for other matters also. Karma has its own modus operandi, yeah. Adnala the information that you give, the values that you give, adu IAQA irkatum, SSR irkatum, that is what is going to decide your victory or otherwise also. So adnala in the values confirm பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி people used to say எங்களுக்கு அது தெரியல, தெரிஞ்சிருந்தா நாங்க இன்க்ளூட் பண்ணிருந்தா ஒருவேளை எங்களோட சிஜிபிஏ ஜாஸ்தி வந்திருக்குமோ என்னமோ. They used to say all these things. But நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், before you confirm the values, you understand the metric properly, you understand the SOP properly. இந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட் நான் இன்க்ளூட் பண்ண முடியுமா பண்ணக்கூடாதா, டேட்ஸ்ல இருந்து எவ்ரிதிங் we have very clearly said. அக்ரெடிடேஷன் பீரியடுக்கு முன்னாடி இருக்கிற எந்த டீடைல்ஸும் நீங்க கொடுக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. பட் ஃபார் தட் மேட்டர் எத்தனை டீச்சர்ஸ் பிஹெச்டி பண்ணிருக்காங்க, அக்ரெடிடேஷன் பீரியட்ல பிஹெச்டி ரொம்ப பார்த்து உங்க டேட்டா நீங்க அதுக்கு பிரகாரம் நீங்க எடுத்திருக்கீங்களா இல்லையாங்கிறத பார்த்துட்டு டிசைட் பண்ணினா இட் வில் பி மச் பெட்டர். பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா வேலிடேஷன் என்ன ஆகும்னா that an institution gives to the value what is arrived after data validation and verification. In the change வந்து deviation நாங்க சொல்லுவோம். As you know that truthfulness is the foundation for all human virtues. When we say deviation from the values that you have committed to yourself later can cause penalty to the institution. It's not about attraction of penalty. See, NAAC believes in truth. Now, NAAC will trust the institution. To make an institution trustworthy is to trust them first. So NAAC trusts you and he opens the SSR and he says that you fill your value, whatever you think that it's your value. But in data validation and verification, if it comes otherwise, then it is about your trustworthiness, that if the deviation are going to be high, you may face penalty for the same. அதனால கமிட் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி கிளியரா யோசிச்சு பார்த்து கமிட் பண்ணுங்க. டிவிவில வந்து they will ask for clarification. நான் கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் எப்படி இருக்கும்னா, ஒரு சில வேல்யூஸ் வந்து 500 600 டேட்டா இருக்கிறச்சே எல்லாத்துக்கும் நீங்க வந்து டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுக்கறது கஷ்டமா இருக்கும். அப்ப நீங்க ஒரு சிலதுக்கு டாக்குமெண்ட் கொடுத்துருப்பேன். பட் வாட் we will do is that உங்களுடைய டெம்ப்ளேட்ல நீங்க எக்ஸாஸ்டிவ் டேட்டா லிஸ்ட் பண்ணிருப்பேன் இல்லையா, அதுல இருந்து ரேண்டமா செலக்ட் பண்ணி they will ask for a random check. அப்போ அதை ப்ரோ ரேட்டாவா அட்ஜஸ்ட் பண்ணுவா. ப்ரோ ரேட்டானா என்ன அர்த்தம்னா, சப்போஸ் இஃப் யூ ஹேவ் செட் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப், எங்களுக்கு 500 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் போயிருக்கான்னு சொல்றேன். 500 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் உடைய டீடைல்ஸ் டெம்ப்ளேட்ல கொடுத்துருக்கேன். ஆனா you are not able to provide all that 500 details. ஏன்னா 2 MB டேட்டால கஷ்டமா இருக்கும், or you will not be able to provide it பட்சத்துல you would have given 10-15 நீங்க கொடுத்துருக்கலாம். But what DVV will do is that he will choose at least 5%, 10%, some random numbers they will pick up from that, and இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட் உடைய இந்த சீரியல் நம்பர்ல நீங்க மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருக்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் உடைய டேட்டாவை கொடுங்கோ, இன்டர்ன்ஷிப் கம்ப்ளீஷன் சர்டிபிகேட்டை கொடுங்கன்னு கேட்பாங்க. So you should be in a position to give that. அப்ப இந்த மாதிரி validation இருக்கிறச்சே you have to arrange your data and documents properly. Otherwise எப்படி இருக்கும்னா you will be searching a needle in a stack. So நீங்க டேட்டா கமிட் பண்ற எல்லா டேட்டாவும் SOP பிரகாரம் அதனுடைய டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் இருக்கா இல்லையா, அந்த டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் இருந்தாலொழிய நீங்க அந்த டேட்டாவை சேர்க்காதீங்க. ஏன்னா சப்போஸ் நீங்க அந்த டேட்டாவை சேர்த்து உங்களுடைய நேரத்துக்கு அவன் அந்த டேட்டாவை கேட்டு நீங்க அதை கொடுக்க முடியலங்கிற பட்சத்துல, சப்போஸ் 500ல 5 டேட்டா அவன் கேட்டிருக்கான், 10% அவன் கேட்டிருக்கான், 5 டேட்டா கேட்டிருக்கான், 5 டேட்டால 4 தான் நீங்க கொடுக்க முடிஞ்சது, ஆர் 3 தான் கொடுக்க முடிஞ்சதுங்கிற பட்சத்துல 2 கொடுக்க முடியாதுன்னா அவன் 500ல 200 தான் வேல்யூ கன்சிடர் பண்ண மாட்டான், 3 தான் கன்சிடர் பண்ணுவான். ஸோ 3 நீங்க கன்சிடர் பண்றச்ச அதை 300 எடுத்து பண்ண இல்லையா, அவன் 500 ரூபாயை 500 இதுவா அவன் எடுத்துக்க மாட்டான், 500 பீப்புள அவன் எடுத்துக்க மாட்டான். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் அ ப்ரோ ராட்டா அட்ஜஸ்ட்மெண்ட். இது டிவிவில நடக்கும். ஸோ யூ ப்ளீஸ் ஸ்டே இன்ஃபார்ம் தட் டேட்டா நீங்க கமிட் பண்ணேன்னா அந்த டேட்டாக்கு யூ ஆர் ரெஸ்பான்சிபிள். ஸோ அந்த ரெஸ்பான்சிபிலிட்டிக்கு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் என்ன பண்ணணும்னா, the wise thing that you should be doing is you better first எல்லாத்தையும் மேனுவல் SOP டெம்ப்ளேட்ஸ் எல்லாத்தையும் படிச்சுட்டு ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டாக்குமெண்ட்டை கலெக்ட் பண்ணுங்க. டாக்குமெண்ட்ல இருந்து டெம்ப்ளேட்டை ஃபில்அப் பண்ணுங்க, டெம்ப்ளேட்ல இருந்து நம்பர் அரைவ் பண்ணுங்க. இப்படி பண்ணேன்னா ஆல் த 3 வில் மேட்ச் அப்ராப்ரியேட்லி. இதுல டீவியேஷன்ஸ் வர்றது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப கம்மியாகும். ஸோ டீவியேஷன்ஸ் கம்மியாச்சுன்னா உங்களுடைய டிவிவி ப்ராசஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப ஸ்மூத்தா நடக்கும். அண்ட் நாட் ஓன்லி தட், டிவிவி என்ன வேல்யூ எங்க இருந்து கேட்டாலுமே யூ வில் ஹேவ் ஆர்கனைஸ்ட் டேட்டா டு பிக் அப் யுவர் டேட்டா அண்ட் கிவ், இல்லையா? ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட் இஸ், ஒரு சில இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் நாங்கள் பார்த்துருக்கச்சே, they are great institutions, very big institutions, but their representation of data from all departments would not be there. Please understand, as we say, coming together is a beginning, keeping together is progress, but working together only is success. இப்போ உங்களுடைய டுகெதர்னஸ் இல்லைன்னா இந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல யூ வில் ஃபீல் a big challenge to complete the process. NAAC assesses not a department but an institution as a whole. ஸோ அப்போ உங்களுடைய எல்லா டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல இருந்தும் டேட்டா கலெக்ட் பண்ணி கொண்டு வந்து கொடுக்கறது தான் ஒரு மெட்ரிக் உடைய ரெப்ரசன்டேஷன். ஸோ நாட் எனி மெட்ரிக் at any point of time does not talk about a single department for that matter. So you should understand that data from all departments matters a lot. இதுல என்ன பார்த்திருக்கோம்னா, நிறைய தடவை இந்த NAAC கோர் கமிட்டியில இருக்கிறவா உள்ள இருப்பா சில பேர். ஸோ அவளுடைய டேட்டா வந்து நிறைய புஷ் பண்ணுவா, நிறைய ஹைலைட் பண்ணுவா. பட் மற்றவாளுடைய டேட்டா நார்மலி ஹைலைட் ஆகாமையும் நாங்க பார்த்திருக்கோம் ஒரு சில இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ்ல. அப்படி இல்லாம ப்ளீஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட், எனி ஆக்டிவிட்டி to that particular metric that suits, that had happened, that has been organized or happened within the institution, then அந்த டேட்டாவை நீங்க மறுக்காம அதுல பிக்கப் பண்ணிக்கிறது ரொம்ப ரொம்ப அவசியம். ஸோ அண்ட் அதுல வந்து ஏதாவது ஒரு கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன் இருந்ததுன்னா கண்டிப்பா யூ கேன் அப்ரோச் NAAC. பட் இதுல அதர்வைஸ் சில பல டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ஸ் ஆர் சில பல இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் என்ன பண்ணுவான்னா, அவ ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ் என்னென்ன நடந்ததோ எல்லாத்தையும் உள்ள கொண்டு வர ட்ரை பண்ணுவா. இந்த மெட்ரிக் இல்ல அந்த மெட்ரிக்ல, ஈவன் இஃப் இட் சூட்ஸ் ஆர் இட் டஸ் நாட் சூட், தே வில் ட்ரை டு புஷ் இட் இன். இதுல அது பண்ணிக்கலாமே, அதுல இது பண்ணிக்கலாமேன்ட்டு. ப்ளீஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட், டூ நாட் ரன் பிஹைண்ட் NAAC மெட்ரிக்ஸ். NAAC மெட்ரிக் இன்னைக்கு இருக்கு, நாளைக்கு நாங்க மாத்திடுவோம், நீங்க ஏன் மாத்திரன்னு நீங்க கேட்க முடியாது. ஏன்னா we have to be in complacent with what is happening in the global market or in terms of competencies that we see ahead. அப்போ உங்களுடைய ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸை NAAC உடைய ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸ், இப்போ சப்போஸ் சார் சொன்னார் இல்லையா, FDPனா அட்லீஸ்ட் 3 நாளைக்கு நடத்துங்கோன்ட்டோம். அதனால 3 நாளைக்கு தான் நடத்துவோம்னு நடத்தாதீங்க. ஏன்னா நாளைக்கு நாங்கள் 4 நாள் ஆக்கிட்டோம்னா உங்களுடைய 3 நாள் ப்ரோக்ராம்ஸ் எல்லாம் வேஸ்டா போயிடும். ஸோ நீங்க அந்த குவாலிட்டியும் அதனுடைய அவுட்கமையும் பாருங்க, அது பார்த்து அதை நடத்துங்க. நிறைய டைம்ஸ் லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் வேல்யூ ஆடட் கோர்சஸ்லாம் ஒரு சில இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ்லாம் நாங்கள் வந்து 150 வேல்யூ ஆடட் கோர்சஸ் நடத்துறோம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி காமிப்பா. ஆக்சுவலி இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப ரொம்ப ப்ராக்டிக்கலான விஷயம். 150 வேல்யூ ஆடட் கோர்சஸ் இன் யோர் சிலபஸோட சேர்த்து நீங்க நடத்த முடியுமாங்கிறத ஒரு நிமிஷம் யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. இட் கேன் பி ஈஸிலி காட் அவுட் சர்டன் திங்ஸ் when you're trying to overdo something. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணாம நாக்குடைய மெட்ரிக்ஸை சேஸ் பண்ணாம அந்த மெட்ரிக்குடைய இன்டென்ட் என்ன இருக்குன்னு பாருங்க. அண்ட் இன்னொன்று ஒரு பியூட்டிஃபுல் ஆஸ்பெக்ட் நீங்க நாக்குடைய அக்ரெடிடேஷன்ல அந்த மெட்ரிக்ஸ்ல எல்லாம் பார்த்தேன்னா, ஒன் மெட்ரிக் வில் லீட் டு அனதர். அதாவது நான் இது பண்றேன் அப்படின்னு நீங்க சொல்லியிருந்தேன்னா அதனுடைய தொடர்பு உள்ள அடுத்த மெட்ரிக்கை பார்த்தேன்னா அதனுடைய எஃபெக்ட் இதனுடைய பண்றேன்னு சொன்னா அதுல எஃபெக்ட் அதுல தெரியணும். லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ரிசர்ச் பாலிசி இருக்கா அப்படிங்குவோம். ஓ நல்லா பேஷா இருக்கேன் எங்க இதுல இன்ஸ்டியூஷன்ல ரிசர்ச் பாலிசி இருக்கே அப்படிங்குவா. ஆனா ரிசர்ச் பார்த்தேன்னா 0வா இருக்கும். ரிசர்ச் பாலிசி இருந்து என்ன பிரயோஜனம்? ரிசர்ச் வரணுமோனோ. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி there are certain aspects like say நாங்க ரிசர்ச் பண்றோங்குவா. பப்ளிகேஷன் பார்த்தேன்னா குவாலிட்டி ஜேர்னல்ஸ்ல இருக்காது. நிறைய இது பண்ணுவாங்க, பேட்டன்ஸ் பார்த்தா 0வா இருக்கும். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரி ஒவ்வொரு மெட்ரிக்கும் ஒன்னோடைய ஒன்று தொடர்புல இருக்கும். இ கவர்னன்ஸ் பண்றேங்குவா. ஆனா ஐசிடி பார்த்தேன்னா கம்ப்யூட்டர்ஸ் பார்த்தோன்னா ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கும். ஸோ கம்ப்யூட்டர்ஸ் நிறைய இருக்கும், பட் இ கவர்னன்ஸ் கம்மியா இருக்கும். ஸோ இது மாதிரியான நிறைய மெட்ரிக்ஸ் வந்து யூ வில் பி ஏபிள் டு ஒரு மெட்ரிக் இன்னொரு மெட்ரிக் கூடிய கனெக்டிவிட்டி நீங்க பார்க்கலாம். அந்த காஸ் அண்ட் இஃபெக்ட் கேன் பி எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ்ட் வித்இன் தட் மெட்ரிக். அப்போ அந்த காஸ் அண்ட் இஃபெக்ட் நீங்க எஸ்டாப்ளிஷ் பண்றச்சே யூ வில் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் இந்த மெட்ரிக் எதுக்காக கேட்டிருக்கோங்கிறது புரிஞ்சுக்கோங்க. இஃப் யூ ஆர் ஏபிள் டு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் இந்த மெட்ரிக்கை எதுக்காக கேட்டிருக்கோம்னா யூ கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் வாட் ப்ராக்டிசஸ் டஸ் NAAC எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் ஃப்ரம் அன் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன். அந்த எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷனை மீட் பண்ணாம எக்ஸல் த எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன். நீங்க if you excel the expectation normally and usually you will find that the quality of your institution automatically goes up. So what I mean to say is that எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிச்ச கார்ட்டூன் வந்து டாம் அண்ட் ஜெரி. இன்னைக்கும் வந்து ரொம்ப ரசிச்சு பார்க்கக்கூடிய கார்ட்டூன் வந்து டாம் அண்ட் ஜெரி தான். இதுல எப்ப பார்த்தாலும் when I see that between the chase of Tom and Jerry, it is Jerry who always walks with the cheese and walks with victory. ஏன் பார்த்தோம்னா டாம் being a big animal, but even then why is not able to win the chase in பார்த்தா Tom always runs behind food, but Jerry runs for life. ஸோ நம்மளுடைய ரன் என்னைக்குமே நம்மளுடைய ஓட்டம் என்னைக்குமே வாழ்க்கையில பெரிய விஷயத்தை நோக்கி இருக்கணுமே ஒழிய சின்ன விஷயத்தை நோக்கி இருக்கக்கூடாது. நாக்குடைய மெட்ரிக் சின்ன விஷயம், பட் நாக்குடைய இன்டென்ஷன் பெரிய விஷயம். ஸோ நாக்குடைய இன்டென்ஷனை புரிஞ்சுட்டு நீங்க ஓட ஆரம்பிங்க. அப்பதான் you will see the cause for which NAAC is accrediting your institution, that will be felt. Otherwise, just meeting the metrics does not have a value or a long-term effect onto your institution. So this being said and done as the do's, let us get into the don'ts. Now, don'ts la, I wanted to tell you, recently, we have seen that there are a lot of consultancies that are coming up. Consultants open a website la vandu they declare that we will get you better grades, neenga enga kitta vaango, we'll give you solutions for ERPs, ungalku naanga adu panni tharom idu panni tharom appdintu. Even behind the screen I heard that they also commit for better grades. You please beware of these activities. Yen children, don't fall prey for folly promises. ஒரு தன்னை பத்தி ஒருத்தா சொல்லணும்னா அது தன்னை பத்தி தான் சொல்றவாதான் அதனுடைய உண்மைகளை கரெக்டா சொல்ல முடியும். An institution should come forward and together they need to prepare their SSR. இதுல if you are consulting a better institution or அவளுடைய help நீங்க எடுத்துக்கிறீங்க, that always is welcome. பட் உங்களுக்காக வேற ப்ராக்ஸி ஒருத்தா SSR தயார் பண்றாங்கிறது வந்து it is not an acceptable factor. And not only that, உங்களுடைய இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனல் கிரெடென்ஷியல்ஸ் லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஒரு சில முக்கியமான டேட்டாவை இன்னொரு வெளி மனுஷன்ட்ட அதுவா ஒருத்தன் உங்களுக்காக ப்ராமிஸ் பண்றான் அவங்க பெட்டர் கிரேட் வாங்கி தரேன் அவன்கிட்ட ஷேர் பண்ணிக்கிறது ஒரு நல்ல விஷயமே கிடையாது. ரெண்டாவது, ஒரு சில கேசஸ்ல நாங்க சந்திச்சது என்னன்னா சில இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் வந்து டிவிவிக்கு அனுப்பிச்சிருப்போம், ஆனா அவன் ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணாம இருந்திருக்கா. அப்ப when we reach out to those institution and ask why you have done this னு கேக்குறச்சே அவ சொன்ன காரணங்களை நான் உங்ககிட்ட சொல்றேன். அவ சொன்னா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் வந்தா மேடம் கன்சல்டன்ட் சொல்லிட்டு எங்ககிட்ட எல்லா எங்களுடைய கிரெடென்ஷியல்ஸ் ஐடி பாஸ்வேர்டு எல்லாத்தையும் வாங்கிட்டான். அவன் தான் எங்களுடைய SSR எல்லாமே அப்லோட் பண்ணது. டிவிவி வரச்சே எங்கள்கிட்ட இன்னும் பணம் கேட்டான். எங்களால கொடுக்க முடியலன்னு சொன்னேன். உங்களோட ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ண மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டான். நாக்கும் 15 நாள் வெயிட் பண்ணி எங்களுடைய கிளாரிபிகேஷன் க்ளோஸ் ஆயிடுத்து. நான் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் கிளாசிஃபை பண்ணிடுத்து. திருடனுக்கு தேள் கொட்டினாப்புல எங்களால வெளியிலையும் சொல்ல முடியல, எங்களால அனுபவிக்க முடியல, பேசாம இருந்துட்டோம் அப்படின்னா. இன்னொரு இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் சொல்றேன் கேளுங்க. ஈவன் தப்பா டேட்டாவை கொடுத்து நான் உங்களுக்கு பூஸ்ட் பண்ணி தரேன்னு சொல்லி பூஸ்ட் பண்ண வச்சு அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனோட வேலிடேஷன் அண்ட் வெரிஃபிகேஷன்ல இவன் கொடுத்துருக்க டேட்டா எல்லாம் போகஸ் டேட்டான்னு தெரிய வந்து அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனை நாங்க பிளாக் லிஸ்ட் பண்ணினோம். தப்பு பண்ணது வேற யாரோ, ஆனா இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுக்கு தான் இதனுடைய இது கிடைச்சது, பனிஷ்மெண்ட் கிடைச்சது. ஸோ அதனால ப்ளீஸ் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட், டு நாட் கோ பிஹைண்ட் ஃபால்ஸ் ப்ராமிசஸ். NAAC உடைய கிரேட் கொடுக்கறது அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுக்கு தான் கொடுக்குறோம். அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுடைய ஆக்டிவிட்டிஸும் அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுடைய பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸுக்கு தான் கொடுக்குறோமே ஒழிய அவனுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ற கன்சல்டன்ட்டுக்கோ இல்லை வேற யாருக்கோ கொடுக்கறது கிடையாது. ஸோ இந்த ப்ராசஸ்ல ஏதாவது மால் ப்ராக்டிஸ்னு எங்களுக்கு தெரிய வந்ததுன்னா பனிஷ்மெண்ட்டும் கொடுக்கறது அந்த இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷனுக்கு தான், அந்த கன்சல்டன்ஸ் கிடையாது. ஸோ அதனால நடுவில் வர இந்த கன்சல்டன்ட் வந்து ஒன்லி பெனிஃபிட்டட் தானே ஒழிய அவனுக்கு எந்த விதமான இதுவோ ப்ராப்ளமோ இது கிடையாது. ஸோ NAAC being a very very friendly organization, உங்களுக்கு எப்ப என்ன டவுட் இருந்தாலும் எங்ககிட்ட கேட்கலாங்கிற பட்சத்துல நீங்க இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு தேர்ட் பார்ட்டிய வந்து போய் சந்திக்கணுமோ இல்ல அவளை இன்வால்வ் பண்ணணுங்கிற அவசியமே கிடையாது. ரெண்டாவது டோன்ஸ் என்னன்னா, சம்டைம்ஸ் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் ட்ரைஸ் டு ஓவர்டூ. அதாவது இருக்கிறது புலியா இருப்பா ஆனா பூனையா காமிப்பா சில பேர், ஆர் இருக்கிறது பூனையா இருப்பா புலியா காமிப்பா சில பேர். நீங்க உங்களுடைய டேட்டாவை நீங்க எப்படி இருக்கோ அப்படியே காமிங்க. நம்ம எங்க இருக்கோங்கிறத நம்ம தெரிஞ்சுட்டா தான் எங்க போகணுங்கிறத நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ அப்படி இருக்கிறச்ச நீங்க ஓவர்டூ பண்ணீங்கன்னா there are several components in NAAC assessment and accreditation. Like for example, student satisfaction survey ஒன்று இருக்கு, quantitative metric ஒன்று இருக்கு, qualitative metric ஒன்று இருக்கு. இதெல்லாம் வந்து ப்ரொபோர்ஷனேட்லி கரெக்டா இருக்கணும். இந்த ப்ரொபோர்ஷன்ஸ் ஆர் இந்த பேலன்ஸ் வந்து மிஸ் ஆச்சுன்னா we will know that there is something wrong. எங்கேயோ என்னமோ தப்பு நடந்திருக்குன்னு தெரியும். ஸோ அந்த ஒரு ஆஸ்பெக்டுக்கு நீங்க விடாம உங்களுடைய டேட்டா என்ன இருக்கோ அதை அப்படியே நீங்க ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்றதுக்கு ட்ரை பண்ணுங்க. ஓவர் ப்ரொஜெக்டோ இல்லை ஓவர்சியோ பண்ணாதீங்க, பிகாஸ் திஸ் மே பேக் ஃபயர் யூ. ரொம்ப முக்கியமான விஷயம், சம்டைம்ஸ் தி இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன்ஸ் டோன்ட் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் that we have done away with with that pomp and அந்த இது ஒரு பியூரிட்டி மறைச்சு ஒரு பாம்ப் கொடுப்போம் இல்லையா, அந்த எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேகன்ஸா தயவு செஞ்சு எதுவுமே பண்ணாதீங்க. நீங்க பெரிய பியர் டீமுக்கு கட் அவுட் வைக்கிறதுனாலயோ இல்ல பியர் டீமுக்கு வந்து எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேகன்ஸா ரெட் கார்பெட் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்கறதுனாலயோ உங்களுக்கு பெரிய கிரேடு கிடைக்க போறது இல்லை. உங்களுடைய கிரேட் இஸ் பீங் டிசெக்டட் டு ஃபைனஸ்ட் எலிமெண்ட் பாசிபிள். ஒவ்வொரு எலிமெண்ட்டையும் நாங்க கிளீனா வாட்ச் பண்ணி அதுக்குன்னு உண்டான வெயிட்டேஜ் ப்ரிஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணி அதுல இருந்து நம்ம மெட்டிகுலஸா தான் நம்ம சிஜிபிஏ அரைவ் பண்றோம். ஸோ அப்படிங்கிறச்ச இந்த மாதிரியான செலவுகளுக்கோ இல்லை இந்த மாதிரியான இதுக்கோ வந்து யூ ப்ளீஸ் டோன்ட் கிவ் எனி கைண்ட் ஆஃப் இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ், வேஸ்ட் யுவர் எனர்ஜி அண்ட் மணி ஆன் இட். ஆர் இஃப் யூ டூ இட் பியாண்ட் தட் ஆல்சோ அண்ட் உங்களுடைய நேரத்துக்கு அந்த காம்பனன்ட்ல லைக் ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் பியர் டீமுக்கு நீங்க ரெட் கார்பெட் ட்ரீட்மெண்ட் கொடுக்குறேன், பியர் டீம் அதனால ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாகி உங்களுக்கு நிறைய அள்ளி கொடுத்துட்டா, ஆனா உங்களுடைய குவான்டிடேட்டிவ் பேராமீட்டர் கிளியரா காமிச்சு கொடுத்துருத்தோ தட் யூ ஹேவ் நாட் பீன் டூயிங் வெல் இன்டோ. அப்ப இந்த குவான்டிடேட்டிவ்க்கும் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ்க்கும் நிறைய வித்தியாசம் இருந்ததுன்னா NAAC will very clearly understand that there's something happened. Immediately நாங்க அதை விசாரிக்க ஆரம்பிப்போம் என்ன ஆச்சுட்டோ. இமீடியட்லி இன்னொரு பியூர் டீம் அனுப்பிச்சு கரெக்டா இவாலுவேட் பண்ணி கொண்டு வான்னு சொல்லி நாங்க அனுப்புவோம். ஸோ இந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு ஓவர் டூவோ இல்லை ஓவர் ப்ரொஜெக்ஷனோ எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வேகன்ஸாவோ பாம்போ பண்ணாதீங்கோ. யூ பி கேஷுவல் அண்ட் யூ பி யூஷுவல் பிகாஸ் தே ஹவ் கம் டு see your usual performance and not an unusual performance. So please be informed that there is always a balance around us. நம்மளுடைய entire life for that matter acts in a checks and balance இல்லையா. ஸோ ஈவன் accreditation is also like that. குவான்டிடேட்டிவ்க்கும் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவ்க்கும் நடுவில் ஒரு பேலன்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ குவான்டிடேட்டிவோட சிஜிபிஏவும் குவாலிட்டேட்டிவோட சிஜிபிஏவும் மேட்ச் ஆகலைன்னா தென் either qualitative thing that is purity miss it will be repeated or your DVV will be repeated. ஸோ அதனால எதுலையுமே ஓவர் டூ பண்ணாம யூஸ்வலா நீங்க உங்களுடைய டேட்டாவை கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா it will be much better and safe for you. நம்ம accreditation processல we have heard or we have seen also several kind of unforeseens. அந்த மாதிரி வரச்சே whistleblowing institutions have been really very helpful to to curl certain nuances in assessment and accreditation process. அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது ப்ராப்ளம் இருந்ததுன்னா அது நீங்க ஏதாவது பார்த்தேன்னா கூட please don't keep quiet. Blow your whistle, contact NAAC so that we will provide all justice possible for the institution. இதெல்லாம் தவிர்த்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் உங்க பியர் டீமும் ஆயிடுது, பட் genuinely, very very genuinely you have a point to make and that was not heard. Do not hesitate to appeal. எங்களுடைய appeal mechanism ரொம்ப open, so you can always make your point and you can seek for a remedy. Please understand, at the end of everything, the beautiful statement that we have on the logo of Government of India, Satyameva Jayate, Vaayamaye Vellum. So ennaikkum truth only wins. So adopt truth, present your data truthfully and leave the rest to us. We will be assessing you also truthfully and we will always remind yours truthfully. Thank you very much. Rangarajan sir, I'm done.
Okay. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am. Now it is open to the participants. So please type your queries in the chat box. We are welcoming your queries.
Thank you very much, madam, for your wonderful presentation on the do's and don'ts of the NAAC accreditation process. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Indeed, it's a pleasure.
Ma'am, we become very clear about SWOT analysis, duration for submission of SSR, about DVV, issue management system, and what to do and what we should not do while preparing ourselves for NAAC accreditation. We are very clear about that. Thank you so much, ma'am, for spending your valuable time.
Thank you.
We have received so many positive comments in the live stream, and there is no query yet now.
Ma'am, actually, in my experience, query don't come while listening to a lecture. Query comes when you're doing that, when you're in the process. Only then your query comes. And that's where I tell you again and again, if இன்னைக்கு query வராது, but நீங்க SSR prepare பண்றச்சே அந்த query வரும். நீங்க IAQAக்கு apply பண்றச்சே அந்த query வரும். அப்போ don't hesitate. Maybe I will not be there in the lecture, but our IMS will always be there. So present your question in the IMS and get the help of the experts here at NAAC so that you would be addressed for all your queries.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
So thank you very much, Rangarajan sir. It's sorry that we are not able to meet physically with each other, or our plans actually did not work out to come to your institution. That's okay, but we are always there here for you. And namaskarams to all of you, and very all the best for you. Prepare well and present yourself well.
Thank you so much.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaskaram.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we move on to the third plenary session. I put forth my request to Dr. L. Rajesh, Head, Department of Computer Applications, to introduce the resource person, Dr. S. Jyoti, Professor, Department of Computer Science, Shri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati, who will deliver her lecture on the topic Implementation of ICT Tools in Higher Education Institutions. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all. It's given me an immense pleasure, proud and privilege to spell out the profile of Dr. S. Jyoti, Head and Professor, Department of Computer Science, Shri Padmavati Mahila Vishwavidyalayam, Tirupati. As a renowned academician, she has rendered service as a notable teacher for the past 27 years. Her contribution in research arena is immense. She produced 17 scholars leading to PhDs and 7 scholars leading to MPhil degree. Professor also published around 190 papers in various reputed journals. She also penned 10 books and 12 book chapters. Professor also presented his research work of around 80 papers in various renowned conferences at a national and international level. She has completed various research projects sponsored by UGC, DBT, ISRO, NRC, to name a few. As a true innovator, Professor has published one international patent to her name. Professor S. Jyoti has received several awards and honors from various notable bodies. To see a few, she received Albert Nelson Marquis Lifetime Achievement Award in the year 2019, Andhra Pradesh State Best Teacher Award, Best Research Award in the year 2018, Best Citizens of India Award, Fellow of Andhra Pradesh Academy of Science, Venus Lifetime Achievement Award, to list a few. Professor has also visited several countries like Netherlands, UK, and other European countries to deliver her research expertise and collaborative research work. With these very few words, may I request Professor Dr. S. Jyoti to deliver a talk on implementation of ICT tools in higher education institution. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Ramesh, for elaborate CV of mine. Thank you very much. Respected coordinator, IQAC, Dr. N. Rangarajan Garu, and member syndicate, University of Madras, and principal of Sri Sankara Arts and Science College, Dr. K.R. Venkateshan Garu, and the core resource persons and co-speakers of today's event. So that Dr. M.G. Sethuraman Garu and NAAC Assistant Advisor, Dr. Priya Narayan Garu. And actually the invitee of this program, Dr. S. Mohan Sundaram. So good afternoon to all, and thank you for inviting this big event to me as a resource person to say something about ICT tools in higher education. So actually, Dr. M.G. Sethuraman Garu presented a nice presentation on quality and value system among the students and faculty for applying the NAAC visit and also to get the NAAC grade. Okay, so really so many things we got. We are also going for NAAC also, sir. So very valuable information you have given. And Priya Narayan Garu, do's and don't do's. She explained very thoughtful and meaningful what we generally do the mistakes. So how we can avoid that one. So thank you very much, madam, for your nice presentation on that one. So this is my presentation is different from that, but not what we have to do in the NAAC SSR or NAAC AQAR and SSR, but how we can get in these two topics. We have to show the quality and quantity. So how we can get quality assessment in our institutions, particularly higher education. So the topic mainly deals with the main thing to get that best teaching and learning process is using the ICT tools. So information and communication technology. So how we can implement that ICT tools in our institutions? Because all of our institutions are higher education institutions. What type of ICT facilities we are using? Now we are using the ICT facility. So that's why we are virtually we can all meet on one platform. Okay, this is also a ICT facility which we are using. So just I will go through that some important points what we have to implement in our institutions to get quality education and quality assessment also for our institutions. Can I share my?
Yes, madam. Please, you can share.
Yes, please.
We can hear you, ma'am.
Just I will stop and then I hope it is visible to all.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today's topic is implementation of ICT tools in higher education institutes. So before going to that implementation of ICT tools, what is the education system? So that is the main thing. Generally, in education system, our leaders, Swami Vivekananda,
Sorry for the disturbance. Not PPT mode.
Pardon?
Cannot see the PPT mode of presentation.
Can you switch on to the presentation
mode?
Yes, it is in the presentation mode. I am in the presentation mode.
Ma'am, can you share the full screen, ma'am?
Now, is it presentation mode?
Oh, okay.
Now okay. Now it's okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Now it's okay.
Yes, ma'am. It is clear now, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay.
Oh. It's okay now?
Ma'am, okay, ma'am. You please continue, ma'am.
I hope it is in the present manifestation of the perfection already in man. So education is very essential. Principal architect of Indian Constitution, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar says that right to education means education is the basic human right. Everybody should have the education that is in the nation and the primary significant factor in the development of every children, community and nation. So from that education system, just we go through some points in the history of education system. Generally now we are saying about ICT, but what is the beginning? What was the beginning? So our education, particularly in India, our education system started from Gurukulas, and then invention of British rule education system took a drastic change. Gurukulas, actually in the Gurukulas, now we are in the virtual, but particularly in Gurukulas, so not particular time. Now our college timings are 10 to 5, 9 to 5, like that.
Sorry for the disturbance.
Hello?
Please switch on the presentation mode, madam. Please, it's not visible. Please check it, madam.
So some drastic changes, particularly in 3 phases. Till 1980, we have that one type of tradition. So not up to the mark. Universities and colleges offers higher education. So government role is very less in the during the till 1980. But development of higher education, particularly from 1980 to 2000. So many middle class people also enhance their average financial positions, and also industrial revolution demanding the government for quality higher education to meet the industrial challenges. And also during this period 1980 and 2000, government started few universities and colleges, also took few colleges under government funding. And also, government took over the setback and not willing to additional responsibilities during the period 1980-2000. But from 20th century onwards, So through affiliated colleges, through deemed universities, through distance educations, and some other industrial developments, and particularly technology development, using technology development, higher education are becoming very popular from 1990s onwards. Okay, particularly in the 20th and 21st century. In the 21st century, we are using particularly more technology. Okay, that is ICT. So then, higher education system, actually the higher education system suffered a lot due to lack of access to the technology. But now we are using technology very much. So before, just how many higher education institutes we have, particularly deemed universities, private universities, state universities, central universities, as for the 2013, and now it become more 651. Okay, so not in the 2020, enormously the private colleges, state universities are increased. So then, what is how we can implement the ICT in higher education for divergent thinking, for divergence facilities? Okay, so the believed fact that ICT can renovate a new view of higher education era in the nation. And also higher education plays multiple roles to gain benefit stakeholders. Nowadays, higher education means not only education to the students. We educate the students in the subjects, in the divergent thinkings and innovations, and how they will become entrepreneurs, and how they can become self-assess. So multiple roles we are providing now through the higher education. So particularly in this one, how ICT is used in the teaching and learning process. That is very important one. So the primary objects of the higher education is learning.
Professor, sorry to interrupt you. Can you please click the presentation mode, which is on the button which is available in front of 74%. Your screen is not visible. Full screen mode, please click on the full screen mode.
Actually, it is in full screen mode. It is in full screen mode. Now it is. I will start again.
Yes, it's fine.
Is it in full screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. But I am in the full screen mode, but I don't know why it is showing like that.
Oh, it's okay. Now it.
So what are the primary objectives of the higher education? Now is it okay?
Okay, ma'am. Now it is okay. You can please continue, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So the primary objective of higher education is earning potential, seeking and advancing knowledge and wisdom, and particularly research and experimentation. So all these are primary objectives, and particularly employability. So employability providing to the students. So this is the primary object, and secondary objective is like attaining mental and spiritual growth. So not only having the degree, not only having the knowledge and research and experiment, they have to get a mental and spiritual growth, engaging in quest for the unknown, facilitating better lifestyle. So, and developing scientific outlook. So this is the secondary objective of the higher education. To achieve these goals, we need ICT. So what are the dynamic process? Education is a dynamic process which changes from time to time. Generally, we know that in the COVID pandemic situation, COVID, definitely we immediately enter. That's why our ICT tools, our higher education is very fast to adapt the dynamic process in the higher education. So that's why in the present era, it is very essential. The higher education, what is the teacher education, how we learning process, what is the teaching and learning process, all these are very much essential in the higher education. So for dynamic process and adapt the changes from time to time, we need ICT tools. But before implementing the ICT tools, we need some constraints. Definitely we need some constraints. Higher education should follow that constraints. Okay. So students and teachers must have sufficient access to digital technologies and the internet in their classrooms, colleges, and higher education institutions also. So that is very essential. Faculty, all the faculty should have the knowledge about the digital world, should have the knowledge about how to use the ICT tools. So providing ICT tools is not enough. Both students and faculty should need to know about the function, how to function the ICT tools, particularly in ICT based classrooms, ICT based seminar halls. So we can, infrastructure, okay, we can provide, but teachers and students should need to know about how to utilize it and what is the advantage of it. So that's why the high quality, meaningful and responsive digital content must be available for teachers and learners. Whenever we are using ICT tools, content is also very much important. So what type of content we can provide through ICT tools to the students, that is also very important. And also we require knowledge and skills to design the content also, to design the content. So before going to that implementation of ICT tools, what are the ICT tools? Generally, we are saying that ICT based classroom. So what the classroom should have? Generally in NAAC also they are asking how many ICT enabled classrooms you have. Give the geotagging also. Okay. So in such cases, what is the ICT? Only to put the one projector is not at all ICT. So we have some ICT tools. So what are the ICT tools? Particularly interactive multimedia. So that is interactive whiteboard, multimedia visualizations are very much required. Computer, audio devices, speakers and other things. We have to put speakers also, better speakers. And also we have the internet. And previously we are using television, but now for DD classes, later we will discuss about what are the ICT tools provided by the government also. One of the thing, first one is radio, then television. We have the classes through radios and televisions, but now we have that interactive and internet also there. We have so many other channels to give the lessons, ICT based lessons to the students. Now YouTube is also one of the source of the ICT tool. And also we have the virtual classrooms and telephone and VoIP. Now it is not much used, but mobile gadget is very much used now, and social interface. So these are all the ICT tools which we are using, and cameras also very much required. If we want to record our lessons, and if we want to upload that one in NPTEL or MOOCs or in the YouTube, cameras also very much required. Tablets, e-book readers. Nowadays, all are e-books. Generally, digital libraries. We are using so many digital libraries. So that is all come under this ICT tools. So scanners, printers, these are the general things. Okay. So mainly we require that internet, mobile gadgets, or interactive multimedia, computer, interactive whiteboard, particularly laptop computer, may be desktop or laptop. Okay. So how we can effectively utilize these computer ICT tools in higher education? Okay. So that is the important point. Okay, we have that in the infrastructure with the ICT tools. Okay, then how effectively we can utilize these ICT tools in higher education? So this has been concerned to strong teachers with high levels of personal interaction with learners. That is very important. So once we present the content, it is not sufficient to utilize effective utilization of ICT tools. So connected strong teachers with high levels of personal interaction. Personal interaction is very much required with learners. And also whenever queries are raised, the teacher should answer those queries to the learners. And also the another one is ICT in higher education lends itself to more learning environment focused on students. Okay, so learning environment. Generally, using ICT tools, one advantage or in NAAC also, what remedies you are taking for slow learners, what remedies you are taking for fast learners. In such cases, slow learners repeatedly they can listen the lessons and they raise the queries. Fast learners, they can use that advanced technologies also through ICT to classrooms. So we can easily divide that slow learners and fast learners, and teacher can handle all type of learners. So that's why it is very learning community through ICT if we use the ICT tools. So now digital media and information, the role of ICT in higher education is becoming increasingly important, particularly in 21st century, particularly in 2020 year. So we utilized a lot this ICT facility. So this pandemic situation alerted everybody how the ICT tools are required for developing the teacher link process. So that's why the utilization of ICT always, along with the use of teaching and learning process, consistency and accessibility of education, encouragement to learn. So that's why if we effectively using the teaching and learning process consistently, we have to use that consistency whenever we use that ICT tools. So all the content should be consistent whenever we are using this teaching and learning process. That's why ICT enabled classrooms are very much effectively dealing that teaching and learning process, and also encourage the students to learn more and more. So generally we know that the exponential growth of students approaching higher education, concentration in quality, and making students to understand the subject and concept in a better way by using technology and ICT in classrooms. And in this ICT comprises of many technologies, not only teaching, not only gathering the information, tracing the information, collecting the information, arranging the information, sorting, and effective way transmitting the information. So collection, not only arrangement, transferring the information perfectly through the ICT tools. So this includes internet, wireless technology, mobiles, and other communication medium, including audio, videos, and animations. Animations are also, just now Priya Narayan Garu told about that Tom and Jerry things. Don't chase for quality. We have to, so effectively, what is the thing? effectively she has shown the content through that animation and video and particularly that is photo, through the photo. So that's why ICT is very much useful in such a way for effective communication. Okay. Web and multimedia also totally hang and improved the field of education. So web, generally whenever we have the internet, so since 2000 onwards, we are effectively using the technology. Internet revolution is one of the ICT tool revolution to use technology very much. Okay. Generally, we say that suppose I am not, just now you asked about, madam, please show the full screen. And just I am talking without the content, without the pictures, without the slide. So we cannot grasp the content easily. That's why even in the research outcomes shows that ICT plays a vital role grabbing and analyzing information via brain. And the brain easily accessing the visualization. Okay, so that's why eyes is 85%. If we listen only, yes, 9% only, other senses 4%. And the visualization is more effective than other organs in our body to grasp the information to our brains. That's why ICT plays a very important role in the classrooms. For students also, interestingly, they are listening what content teacher says. Okay, using visualization content. Okay, pictorial information achieves this one. Attract the attention of the students more than verbal teaching, pictorial teaching. So grabs the attention of the student interest than verbal teaching. That is the ICT tools. That's why everybody says that, and particularly in many ICT based classrooms, how many ICT based seminar halls you have in our institution. And in particularly students entering the higher education also have expectations like 76% students look for global work opportunity, 67% colleges should teach entrepreneurship skills, 84% looks for better that online course alone. Nowadays, we are using that online course alone, but students generally expected something global opportunities and entrepreneurship skills and online courses. For all these ones also, ICT tools are very much useful. So that's why the ICT in higher education is not only for teaching, classrooms, MDPs, seminars, administration of students, staff and general, and research development and publication. So learning concept. Particularly we are saying that teaching and learning concept. So teaching is classroom, learning is how student can learn from the ICT based learning, teaching. So that's why ICT in higher education means teaching, administration, research and learning. So all these are covered in higher education through ICT, and not only ICT based classrooms. So nowadays, what is e-filing? All are now in e-filing. That means the paperless office. What is the paperless office? Based on the ICT only. So the e-office means through internet we can generate the e-files, and e-office we can send the files through net only. So that's why administration also required very much using this ICT facilities in higher education institutions. So that not only teaching and learning, research, okay, already we do it. Administration also now go for ICT for all their budgets and other files, and also they are using that Tally and other packages to develop their balance sheets and other things. So that's why higher education is using this ICT facility both in macro and micro levels. all functional modules are using by ICT. So what is the teacher's role? Actually, previously in traditional education system, without ICT, teacher role is knowledge transmitter, primary source of information, content expert, and source of all answers. But after using the ICT, teacher role is shifted to learning facilitator, not only transmitter, learning facilitator, collaborator with the student, mentor, coach, okay, knowledge navigator and co-learner. Recently, I have just yesterday, I think, I have seen that one advertisement in TV. Daughter asked, why dad, why you are not teaching me like previously? Father said, now you can grab every knowledge, you can get the you can teach also to your friends. That's why I am your friend, not the teacher. That's why nowadays teacher is a co-learner with the student. So that is the a drastic change in the education system. So we are knowledge facilitators only, not transmitters. So just present the content and get back. That is not nowadays. We have to collaborate with the students. We are the mentors of the students. The knowledge navigators only. Just we can give the sessions, not how to get the knowledge. Okay. And the most important thing is co-learners. Teacher is always a learner. So that's why teacher is always learner, co-learner of the student. Previously, teacher controls and directs all aspects of learning. Now teacher gives students more options and responsibilities for their own learning. Nowadays, self-learning is very important. We have to guide, we have to mentoring the students, how they can acquire the knowledge, how they can get the self-assessment. So that's why teacher previously it controls and directs. Always we controls and directs the students. Nowadays, we are the mentors of the students, collaborators of the students. What is the student role? Okay, teacher's role is like that. What is the student role? Not passive recipient of information. Just listening and go to their rooms and reading the books. That is the not today's student role. Nowadays, student is an active participant in the learning process and also producing and sharing knowledge, not reproducing. Previously, reproducing. Nowadays, students should produce and share the knowledge and participating at times as expert. Okay, so previously, learning collaboration is very much important nowadays in the student role. Okay. So that is the right. Student increased access, flexibility of content delivery, combination of work and education, learner-centered approach, using the ICT tools, higher quality of education, and new ways of interaction. If students have any doubt at any time, they can ask, they pass the one query to the teacher. So through mail or through WhatsApp messages. So students can always interact with the groups. So we are seeing WhatsApp. So many student groups, so many learner groups, so many knowledge groups are there. So we can acquire so much of knowledge. So employment, what is the role of teacher? Employer is nothing but in the higher education is teacher. So high quality, cost effective professional development in workplace. Okay. And upgrading the employee skills. Everybody, non-teaching or teaching, should increase the employable skills, increase productivity, developing of a new learning culture. That is very important one. Sharing of costs and training time with the employees. And particularly, employees need training, up-to-date training on the ICT tools. So then Government, definitely government role is also so much in that ICT one. Increase the capacity and cost effectiveness of education and training systems. So many, generally they are providing systems, they are providing laptops to the students, and some facilities also, CMAN labs and some other virtual labs also they are providing. So all these are done from the government side. So for implementing the ICT tools, not only teacher role, we need teacher role, employer role, student role, and government role are very essential. And all the roles should be dynamic for implementing the ICT in higher education. Generally, some major ICT initiatives in higher education, I think all of you know about it, but some information. So India has taken up major initiatives in terms of content delivery and further education through information and communication technology. Already I informed that from early days we used radios and televisions for online ICT tools. By using the ICT tools, we used radios and televisions. Particularly in 2000, Gyan Darshan was launched to broadcast educational programs for school kids as well as university students. And another Gyan Vani, so that is particularly for IGNO and IITs by institutions such as IGNO and IITs. IGNO is the distance learning mode program. So through IGNO, we have so many video and audio lessons through Jnanavani. Particularly, those are based on the IITs. But under the UGC, countrywide classroom initiative education programs are broadcast on Gyan Darshan and Doordarshan national channel. Present day students, I think you don't know about Doordarshan. All are private channels. Okay, so particularly in early days, when we start our career. So in those days we have the Doordarshan national channels. That's why televisions are also provided to the colleges, okay, to listen those lessons. Okay. In 2005, IGNO started e-Gnan Kosh, which aims at preserving digital learning resources. It is a knowledge repository resource. In 2005, almost 95% of IGNO's printed material has been digitized. Previously, it is not digitized, but now IGNO material is digitized and uploaded on their repository. Okay, and now all of us know about NPTEL. So government took a decision. NPTEL MOOC course is compulsory in higher education courses. So actually NPTEL launched in 2001. It is another joint initiative of IITs and IISc Bangalore, IIScs. So that's why NPTEL is now also we are joining NPTEL courses, and it is also compulsory course in the NEP, National Education Policy. So each student should have one NPTEL or MOOC course during their course period. Okay. And another thing, MHRD initiated ICT courses, particularly IIT Bombay took IIT Bombay launched this program through MHRD, that is National Mission on Education through ICT. So this, I think your college also have this one, National Mission. Still it is running under MHRD. Online courses are available on that one. So we are starting online courses from the pandemic period only. But since 2010 onwards, this was launched. In 2009, it was launched, but it is continued now also. Okay. So this is one popular program. Still, we are using that program. So the mission envision catering to the learning needs of 500 million people in the country. Now in the NAAC SSR or AQR also we have that e-content development. Even for AGP, for points also very high for e-content development by the teacher. So we can develop e-content and upload our e-content into that YouTube's or National Mission Policies or some NPTEL courses also with some procedures. We have to use some procedures to add our e-content into that NPTEL. Just 1 month, 1 or 2 months, NASCAM is organized. Actually, all of us know about NASCAM. This is Technology Institute, but NASCAM started Future Skills Program. Since last month or December 2020, they started the program. Till June, all free online courses available in that Future Skills Program. Okay, so those are also certificate programs or diploma programs. Most of the programs are certificate programs in our different subjects: artificial intelligence, big data analytics, not only computer science, all engineering courses, management courses available in this NASCAM. They are also started recently. So that is the online. What is the online learning tools? Now we are using that online classes only. We know that the Moodle, actually Moodle, since 10 years we are using Moodles. Okay, now we are going. Moodle means that is the classroom environment. If we conduct online exams, we are using Moodles, but now we are using so many online platforms. So Google Classroom is one of the best classroom for online classes, and Microsoft Teams, we are using Microsoft Teams for classroom learning, and Google Docs and slides are there. Some Microsoft Office tools, book widgets, book creator, some of the important. So many things are there, but Facebook, podcasts, all these are very much we are using. I think all technology people know about all these things. But we are using now Google Classroom or Google Meet. Now we have that this is the virtual platform using Google Meet, Zoom platforms. But online learning, why we are calling that online learning tools means through Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, we can give the assignments to the students, we can conduct the examinations to the students, we can take the attendance from the students. So all these, we can record the videos of the classes and then we can upload into that some other platforms. So these are the online learning tools available through ICT. So in this one, we have generally three classified online classes in different themes. So theme 1 is, actually this is Web 2.0, Web 3.0 technologies adoption. Web means ICT. So ICT Web 2.0, Web 3.0 technologies adoption from the theme 1. What is the theme 1? Quality education, learners' performance, learners' enthusiasm, educational opportunities, easy to access educational content. So that is nothing but integrative learning, active learning, collaborative learning. So all can be done through that Web 2.0, Web 3.0 technologies adoption. The second theme based on that educators and students. So using the Web 2.0 technologies in higher education system. So this supports learning objectives and improved administration. Already we discussed about administration also required that ICT tools. Blended and integrated learning. Okay. Transforming change and productivity. So all these are information constructions all come under this theme 2. So theme 3 is, this is also used the Web 2.0 technologies tutoring agent. So we can develop some lessons. So then the lessons are uploaded in that some platforms. So theme 3 is tutoring agent, complementing tools, tutoring agents, personalization, virtualization, and intelligence. And theme 4 concerns to the security aspects, particularly security concerns, human factors, ICT infrastructures, and lack of students' exposure is also one of the concern in that theme 4. Okay, whatever we require the security concerns, that comes under theme 4. Support system comes under theme 5. That is ICT module compulsory in HES, referred academic support programs, change of attitude towards ICT web build. Generally, people say teachers also. So, I have experience. So many teachers said online classes are not effectively teaching. There is no interaction between the students and teacher, and physical classrooms are better than online classrooms. Definitely, face-to-face interaction is always better, but whenever required, the teachers or employers should adopt the new technology. That is also very important. So that is support systems, adoption of the and accept the new things also very much important to implement the new technologies. We have that, we conducted virtual international conference, also virtual national conference in the pandemic period. FDP programs also virtual FDP. Now also the workshop now. So this is also a virtual one only. So face-to-face interaction, not much in that virtual platforms, but we have to accept new technologies, and we have to run the programs without interruption. So we are proving that one in this pandemic situation. So we can adopt any system at any time. So these are the assessments, how we can assess the educational system. Even in the Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams, we have best assessment modules are there. So, but now we have that tremendous assessment, lot of assessment tools are available in ICT based educational assessment. ICT based educational assessment. We can conduct online exams. We can conduct even descriptive exams also with monitoring. With monitoring means, so if we use Microsoft Teams, so 9 members at a time we can see on the screen in the present version. So one invigilator is there to monitor the 9 members. So they can write the descriptive exam also. Then they can scan and upload the paper. So we can assess the, I will show that one, how we can assess that. So we can easily assess and give the marks, and then and there the marks will be sent to the students. So ongoing links, animated, graphics, text to speech, okay, digital assistive devices, lot of things are there for educational assessment through ICT. Just this is the figure to this. Just I am saying that Microsoft Teams is the best online learning tool which is effectively using this ICT tools. This is my account in the Microsoft Teams. So we can form the teams class-wise, and we can generate the user IDs and logins of teachers as well as students. And then see the left side, teams, assignments, calendar. We can assign the calendar also. Okay, we can give the assignments. Calendar means we fix up the classes. Okay, and teams, we divide the teams into classes into teams. So this is assignments. We can give that quiz type assignment, general assignment, or from existing also we can take and give the assignment to the students. Okay, so all these are available in the Microsoft Teams. Calendar. we can fix our timetable, class time through this calendar. Okay, new meeting. So this is all from the Microsoft Teams. So once we can give the assignment. So after getting the written back, how many written, how many answered the assignment. So then we can assign the marks here itself. Okay. So here is we can see that turned in 13 hours late, turned in within time. Okay. So like that we can see all the information through this Microsoft Teams online tool. So this is one of the virtual classroom, one of the virtual classroom. Even in the now we are adapting the National Education Policy 2020. So we have to include this one also into that NAAC. So in the National Education Policy also, one thing is utilization of education. So in this one, they are using that ICT levels, ICT tools in the education, reforming higher education through multidisciplinary approach. So in this one also, we use that ICT tools effectively. Their main aim is effective using. Okay, GR in higher education to be raised to 50% by 2035. 3.5 course seats to be added in higher education, and how we can facilitate all the students means through ICT education. Okay, so digital drive is important one in the ICT education. So technology in education. Technology education. The new education policy has emphasized the integration of technology in all levels of learning. Okay, so teacher education, financial support, technology in education, we use the ICT tools, digital infrastructure, digital content, capacity building. All these are very much important, and also enhance learning, enhance assessment through ICT. And we can implement these ICT facilities in health universities, agriculture universities, and some professional education also. We can use this digital drive in new integration national educational policy. Even the policy development for digital age. Even among all these things, one is ICT tools and platforms within the policy. Real-time data and research on policy, but ICT tools and platforms within the policy is very important to develop the policy for digital age. That's why ICT tools are playing important role in the higher education and higher education policies also. Okay, so that is interdisciplinary nature, creating future-ready policy vision. So to get interdisciplinary nature of real problems, policy is aligned to the digital age vision. Digital age nothing but ICT based vision. Okay, systematic process and vision is also based on the ICT vision. Previously, we have seen that ICT tools. Nowadays, what is the interactive whiteboard? We are seeing smart boards, interactive whiteboards. One important ICT tools nowadays is interactive flat display. In the interactive flat display, we can use that interactive flat display as a computer, as a whiteboard, as a presentation board. Okay, so many features are available in the interactive flat display. So that is very much useful for virtual classrooms. Okay, to see the students, and we can conduct both offline and online classes through this interactive flat display. Okay, so through this interactive flat display, we can conduct video conferencing, whiteboard, file handling, internet connectivity. We can give the instant messagings, data security, work hardware and softwares also we can load into that interactive flat display. So that is the advantage of interactive flat display. One of the best ICT tool nowadays. Okay. So in the ICT tools, we can develop the virtual labs also. What is that virtual lab? Virtual labs will be made more effective and realistic. So generally, what is the lacking thing during this pandemic period is we can give the content through virtual classrooms. But what about labs? That is also a very big problem. So to overcome that problem, not now, from since 2010 onwards, we have virtual labs, but they are growing now effectively. So this is the true internet. We can provide the virtual labs. MHRD, Government of India initiative long back about these virtual labs, not only for engineering students, for life sciences also virtual labs are there. It's very difficult for life sciences, but even though for life sciences also virtual labs are there. So ICT tools are very much useful for these virtual labs. Particularly without internet, we cannot conduct the virtual labs. So what is that virtual lab means? Realistic by providing additional inputs to the students, accompanying audio and video streaming of an actual lab experiments and equipment. So they feel that real labs. They feel that this is the real lab. So real world experiment. It gives that real world experiment. So particularly IIT Roorkee and IIT Delhi, some IITs have already good virtual labs in engineering side, electrical machine labs, surveying labs, biomedical instrumentation lab, medical signal and image processing lab, digital electronics lab, analog electronics lab. So all these labs are virtual labs. You can go through this website, vlab.co in that one, we can see all IIT Roorkee virtual labs, IIT Delhi virtual labs, and IIT Kharagpur. They started online courses way long back, nearly 2000 onwards. They started online classes at IIT Kharagpur. So we can see virtual labs in the websites. Okay, so far we discussed about virtual labs and other things. Just 5 minutes I will complete it. This will be completed. What are the issues and challenges? Okay, ICT is very much useful in that higher education sector, but definitely to implement the ICT in higher education, still, even we are saying so many things, we don't have much infrastructure, ICT enabled class, like ICT enabled classrooms and other things. So why it is means infrastructure? Shortcomings in the IT infrastructure and funding, budget, all these are lacking in higher educations to implement effectively this ICT infrastructure. And also rural areas, even I think all of us faced the problems from the rural students. They don't have net facility, much access, poor access in the internet. And also they are using smartphones. Okay, nowadays all are using smartphones, but poor access to the internet. But doing some labs and other things, they don't have that computers and laptops. So this is the major drawback to utilize that ICT facilities. And another one is IT literacy. Literacy is also a major challenge, okay, in higher education to implement the ICT. Even universities, colleges also not ready to use ICT facilities. Just traditional teachers are so many teachers, not young teachers much, but so many teachers like to teach traditional way, not using ICT facilities. But we have to overcome those problems. Okay, so we can overcome the internet facilities and some computing skill, lack of overcome the computing skills, infrastructures. We can easily implement the higher education. Even these are the problems, we can easily overcome these problems. And another one is in linguistic diversity. This is the another problem. Generally, in online classrooms and contents only in English, most of the content is English or their own languages. But for overcome this problem, we much use the natural language processing to translate one language to another language, local languages also. So that is another drawback to implement the ICT in higher education. But this is also easily we can overcome this problem. Okay. So these are the ICT facilities: picture smart, body smart, nature smart, word smart, people also smart, logic smart, self smart. Okay, we can create our own blogs, we can create our own records. We nowadays YouTube uploadings are all own, self smart, more self smart now. Okay, so this is some ICT background. So the network teacher should be like this. Okay, so local community, digital resources, the teacher should have that family and local community, connect with the colleagues, connect with the conferences, curriculum documents, social bookmarking, video conferencing, blogs, wikis, podcasts, Twitter. Everybody has now have the Twitter account. Other social network sites, mainly WhatsApp. We are using so much WhatsApp. Photo sharing is done and popular media. So the network teacher, not traditional teacher, the network teacher should be like that. Okay. So the contents. So thank you for patiently listening the talk. Any queries?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation, compiling all the tools for ICT tools of education. Even now only we are realizing, during the pandemic situation, we have realized the importance of ICT. Most of the colleges have realized, as you have rightly pointed out, they have started implementing ICT tools in education, and your presentation has brought out in a nutshell. Elaborately, you have presented, but wonderfully you have brought out all the aspects of ICT tools used in education. Wonderful presentation, ma'am. Really, we are enlightened.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So all the best for your future endeavors. Particularly IQAC director have a lot of things we have to do for getting the grades, NAAC grades. Okay, all the best, sir.
Yes, certainly, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
It gives me great pleasure in inviting Dr. B. Ramesh, Head Department of Biotechnology and NAAC Coordinator, to propose vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. It is my humble responsibility as a NAAC Coordinator to deliver this vote of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank Professor M.G. Sethuraman, the Gandhigram Rural Institute, for his scintillating lecture on nuances of SSR preparation, and also for long association with our college, because he is continuously giving his guidance to our college, and this is the second session he is giving to our college. So thank you very much, sir, and we seek your continued guidance. Next, I would like to thank Dr. Priya Narayanan, Assistant Advisor, NAAC, for her thought-provoking session on NAAC accreditation do's and don'ts. We are enlightened, ma'am, and we will be seeking continuous guidance from you. Thank you very much for your nice session, ma'am. And Dr. S. Jyoti, Professor of Computer Science, SPMV, Tirupati, for her excellent talk on implementation of ICT tools in HEI. that is higher education institutions. Hope all the participants benefited surely from this session. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your nice and effective presentation. And I would like to thank our management, particularly our principal, Dr. K.R. Venkatesan, for all the support. Actually, he is the catalyst for this webinar. Thank you very much, sir. And I thank IQSC coordinator, Dr. N. Rangarajan, and all the IQSC members for excellent organization of this webinar and your continuous work towards the success of this webinar. Thank you so much, the team of IQSC. And I thank all the internal and external participants. Because of you only, this is a great success. So I thank all the participants for your attendance and patience up to 1:45. Finally, I thank all the members who are present in this webinar, one and all. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. B.R. NAAC coordinator.
Thank you.
And I thank all the organizers and all the people, internal and external professors and teachers and principals of various colleges and teachers of various institutions and teachers of our college also for participating in the seminar. And particularly I thank all the three invited speakers for giving us an excellent presentation and wonderful sessions. And I hope this NAAC webinar can give you more impetus to go forward in the preparation of SSR and our NAAC accreditation process in due course. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. I once again thank all of you for kind cooperation and patient listening, which made this seminar a grand success. I remind all the participants to kindly submit the feedback forms for getting certificates. And the feedback link is actually given in the chat box. Kindly fill the feedback forms for getting your certificates. Thank you so much.
Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkhabhat bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.